Okay, Nicky, that's a great way to start a recording right there. Hello, everybody. My name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you WWC D League Season 1 draft stream. I'm hosting with Nicky, who is also co hosting.
Hi.
So there's Nicky. This is the D League. So this is a new thing for WWC. Main League is in Season 3. Main League is Ubers. I'll talk about that for the Main League stream. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you missed it, follow the links in the description down below. That'll take you to my Twitch. You can hit that follow button. That'll get you to notification for when the main draft stream is, as well as any other streams that I do. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead. Nicky, you have the sword. I can see the sword.
I know, I see it too. It just appeared for me.
I was going to say, I literally can see the sword. So, as you can see here, we've got the coaches for the D League. So what is the D League? Because the D League is different than Main League. The D League, I'm watching myself do all these funky hand gestures in the corner of my eye. I'm really weird about that. The D League is for coaches that do not have a lot of experience. It's for coaches that are new to Draft League. It's for coaches that have maybe 1 or 2 leagues under their skill set. Maybe they've got 4 or 5, but they're just not very good at their record. They don't play well. They don't build well. Like, it's for people that need help in Draft League. That's the design of the D League. So you can see the draft order here. We've got Little Penguin and the Chicago Claunchers. We have Giron, who is returning after leaving Maine twice. Hopefully D's a little better for him. With his Lawfulton Agrons, we have Delphox and the Dallas Crowbats. We have Jackson and the Mississippi Metagross. We have Raisachi and the Surrey Sawsbucks. We have Zippy and the Kent State Golden Flash Cannons. So Zippy is taking over for Quag. If you remember in the coach announcement, we had Quag, who was the 7th pick. All I'm going to say is Quag had to be removed from the server. So Zippy is taking over. That's it. Done. I'm not saying anything more on that subject. We're done there. We have Mars and the Egyptian Lucarios. We have Photon and the New York Necrozmas. Hazard and the Dallas Starmies. Park and the Huntington Hapinis. We have Merc Wolf, the with the what is Murkrow's actual team name? Like, his is WWC. He has a weird team name that I cannot think of right now off the top of my head. Merc and the
Merc Wolves,
Merc Wolf and the Merc Wolf Murkrows. He actually does not have a logo, so we are using Weather Gamer Mad as his logo for the draft stream. Just because it's the only Murkrow related thing I had other than slapping a Murkrow up there. We have Crow and the Virginia Victinis. We have Luke and the Eaton Electivires. He is the other coach that changed between this stream and the coach announcement video. Tiny Toons just couldn't handle the stress of his stuff he's got going on in real life, so he ended up not wishing to be a part of the league anymore. He's still part of the Weather Gamer family. He just couldn't do the league. It's unfortunate. Wishing him the best. We have AV and the Vegas Vulpix. I almost called them the Alolan Vulpixes for some reason, but whatever. We have Mama Niche and the West Texas Leafeons. She's dropping down into D out of Maine. And finally, we have Luca and the Katrina City Espions. Luca is, of course, the amazing artist that does all the artwork for the Weather Gamer server. So, yes, !art will give you that. If you're on Twitch, !art will give you the link to his Twitter. So, this is the order of the draft. It's a wheel-style draft, so Little Penguin picks first, and then he doesn't pick again until 20th, and then he'll pick 21st, that sort of thing. Luca picks, no, it's not 20th and 21st, it's 32nd and 33rd. Luca picks 16th and 17th, so it goes forward, then back. You get the picture. A little bit of differences between this league and most standard leagues. There's 12 mons per team over 11. I prefer 12. I think it's better. There's a whole story behind why I like 12 mons over that, but you know, that's what we're rolling with. I gotta fix something here. My stream title isn't right for me, anyways. Does it say that it's WWC D-League draft stream for you, Nicky?
Yeah.
Why is it not showing right for me then? Alright. By the way, Crow, thank you for the follow. I just got the notification. I appreciate that. There we go. That's what I need. Alright. All the way to the window from the wall. Because I need to have my snipe emote at the ready. Anyways, while I do that, I'll talk here more. So it's 12 mons over 11. Arena Trap is banned. That's still consistent from past seasons. You get 500 points for 5 free mons. So you're required to take a Mega, a Tier 1, a Tier 2, 2 Tier 3s, a Tier 4, and a Tier 5. And then you must take the rest of the mons from any tier except a Mega. You can't have another Mega. And then, yeah, I think that's it. We did still unban Aegislash, Mega Mawile, Mega Latios, and Mega Latios. Unfortunately, the D-League coaches aren't as enthusiastic as the main coaches were when I started this. So we lost Magirna, we lost Protean Greninja, and I don't remember the other mon that they decided to ban, but D-League decided not to have fun, so oh well. Whoa, what the hell did I just do? Go back. Why is that? Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Okay, so we're gonna kick things off with Little Penguin here. Little Penguin, first overall pick, Tapu Koko. Not a real surprise there that Tapu Koko goes first overall. I don't understand how this, as a first overall pick, can be a snipe, but apparently it is a snipe, so there's your snipe emote for that. Little Penguin, hey, AV, thank you for the follow, by the way. I just got the notification, because my Discord notifications are broken, but this is probably the best mon in Draft League right now until Gen 8 comes out. It's fast, it hits super hard, it can run physical special. It's just all around a good mon. What are your thoughts on it, Nicky?
I have nothing else to add besides that it's really fast and really versatile. You can run so many different sets.
Yeah, like, it's a good Z captain, all that sort of thing. Like, it's pretty much an obvious first overall pick type of thing. Giran decides not to grab Celesteela at 2 this time. Giran decides to go ahead and grab Kyurem Black. Kyurem Black is one of those mons that I've wanted to try out. I know that it is stupid and my phone keeps going off, and that's because I'm getting notifications. Hey, Slick, thanks for the follow. Kyurem Black is just such a monster. You can slap a choice band on it, you can slap specs. It's not as good as Kyurem White with specs, but it's still pretty good with Kyurem White. It's still pretty good with specs. It's a great Z user, Z Hail. Wide move pool with Flash Cannon, and yes, Nicky, that is the Avengers theme. That is my phone that keeps going off. It is such a powerhouse, and I think Giran is going to enjoy using this a lot. Okay, Nicky died, so.
Hi, no, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Feel free to chime in, dude.
Alright. Yeah, Kyurem Black is really one of my favorite mons to run. I like it more than Coco, to be honest.
So, alright, so third overall pick. Oh, computer. No, that's the wrong way. Thank you. Lando T for Delphox and the Crobats. Lando T, also a very, very good mon. Definitely deserves being in the top 5. Celesteela dropping already, really making me laugh a little bit. This is a very good, Intimidate, very good. It can be defensive, it can be offensive, very good Scarf user. It can be a good Z user. I've seen Swords Dance Rock Polish sets that can just wipe a team if you're not prepared. It's definitely a very, very good, very, very good hard-hitting mon to start a draft off with. Definitely can be built around. Okay, so all right, Nick. This is by the way, this is the first time Nicky and I have actually recorded together. So unlike Shadow or Thriller or any of the others that I've done draft streams with, a little bit of trial and error to when Nicky takes over for me and that sort of. So yeah, we'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Eventually.
Jackson in the Mississippi Metagross taking Mega Mawile. Again, this is another powerhouse to start off a draft with. Mega Mawile is such an annoying mon to have to deal with. Yes, it's slow. Base 50 speed, very, very slow. But that thing, Sheer Force... Sheer Force... No, yeah, it is Sheer Force, isn't it?
No,
it's
huge
not.
power.
Huge power.
Huge
Duh.
power.
Sheer Force is one of its abilities before it Megas. Huge power, sky-high attack stat, just punches holes, and if you don't play around this thing correctly, it gets a Swords Dance off, it sucker punches, and you very well can die very, very easily. I've seen it under Trick Room be an absolute nightmare. It's a very good way to start a draft, as most of these picks have been. Nicky? Okay. Nothing from Nicky. Cool. Aegislash here. Bloody McStabby from Rise and the Surrey Sawsbucks. I don't know if we lost Nicky or not, but
No, I'm still here.
okay. I was just reading the chat.
For me.
Okay, so minor lag. Okay, we're good. But yeah, we have Bloody McStabby. If you don't know the reason for that, exclamation mark Discord, and I'll tell you why later. I will legit tell you why. There's a long story to why this thing's called Bloody McStabby. But anyways, Aegislash is very good. It does get King Shield. It does get items. That is something that is normally not allowed in most leagues. Either Aegislash can't run King Shield or it can't run items. I know in APA it's not allowed King Shield. I don't believe it was allowed items every season up until season 3 with Ubers. It's such a difficult mon to prep for because you either have to deal with 150 base attack or 150 base defense, one or the other. So your calcs are always hard to do. Yes, it's slow, but what does that really matter when it can lower your attack 2 stages if you hit the King Shield, or just nuke you with a Z Crystal or something like that? There's not a lot that really switches in easily to this thing.
Okay. Oh, yeah. And it's really slow, so whenever you do King Shield, and then the turn after, usually other things will outspeed it, so that means that still gets those crazy defensive stats that it gets from going into shield stance.
Mm-hmm. It almost forces a switch because of the -2 attack. You have to go into a special attacker to deal with this thing.
Oh, yeah.
So Zippy grabbing Jirachi here, or I guess keeping Jirachi. I seriously just want to say Parahacks, but I know that's not all that this thing can do. Jirachi's a good wish passer. I've seen, I think it was Huff that did it. Choice banded Doom Desire. That was just some clean tech. It's a very versatile mon. It does set rocks. It can be run base 100s across the board. So it can be offensive, defensive. It's got good versatility. I think at the time of this pick that maybe Celesteela probably should have come off the board with Mega Mawile gone. Celesteela is probably the next best. And Zippy says this would have been Celesteela had he been here at the start of the draft. So Celesteela definitely would have not slipped any farther. But yeah, Jirachi's a very good mon, very versatile.
It's just, I don't like, it's very abusive, but it's just getting crazy amounts of fletch of 60% after the Curing Grace. Too crazy.
That's why they call it a toxic mon, because, yeah, paraflinching. Speaking of Celesteela, Mars gets Celesteela. So here's the funny thing. Celesteela goes 7th in WWC D-League. Celesteela went 7th in PCF D-League. Both times to Mars. Which is really funny. This is usually one of the top 2 mons taken, top 3 mons taken, and it falls all the way down to 7th again. I have Celesteela right now in AABO. I love it. It can run so many different sets. There's the Weakness Policy, Autotomized set. There's the Subseed, Toxic, Annoying set. There is Z Crystal sets. This thing has coverage in order to carry Z. Like, I took down Zapdos with it with a Rock Z. Ground Z is also another thing. Depending on how you build it and which way you get your Beast Boost to go, this thing can set up and get out of hand very, very quickly.
And I'm kind of mad at Shadow because he stole Celesteela from me, but I really shouldn't have drafted my Uber first, but okay.
Yeah, different draft. Don't worry about that.
I know. I'm still complaining.
Mars getting Steela again. Already starting off a bulky draft. If Mars pairs this with Mega Venusaur, I officially quit. I don't know what the D-League is doing. So, Clefable for the New York Necrozmas. I don't know how I feel about this one. Clefable to me, which apparently was a snipe on Jackson, so we'll go ahead and toss the snipe emo. I'm doing a few too many things right now, so I'm not getting all the snipes, but I don't know. I don't feel like Clefable is worth round 1 as a fairy type. It's good in the fact that it can rock, it can wish, it can just be super, super annoying. It has the unaware ability, so you can't be set up sweep potential on it. It's got magic guards, you can't really toxic it down if you want to go with the Calm Mind set. It's just, I don't know, it's super annoying. Zygarde's still on the board. That probably would have fit better here, but Photon wanted to go this way, so what are your thoughts on Clefable?
I really like the mon. It's really good for, like, it can eat physical moves and special moves, and then it can also force prep, because they're either gonna you might run Magic Guard to get Toxic Immunity and Rock Immunity, or go Unaware to get immune to being set up fodder.
Yeah. Unless you're Shadow and forget Mold Breaker is a thing, and then almost get beat by a D-Dance Mega Gyarados with Iron Head. I'm still salty about that. He double protected, got it, and then I lost, but whatever. Tapu Bulu for Hazard. God, I hate this Tapu. This is, to me, the worst Tapu ever. Yes, grassy terrain is nice when you protect things because you don't... Earthquake gets halved, like the ground shaking moves get halved, but no physical fairy move, and quad weak to poison, doesn't like steel types, which a lot of ground mons can sometimes carry steel coverage. Zippy, I'm sorry, I have used Finny and I have used Bulu, and Bulu is by far the worst of the Tapus. Like, if they don't give it a physical fairy move in Gen 8, it's gonna drop to Tier 2. It's gotta drop to Tier 2. It's just not good. Yes, Choice Banded, great. Yes, access to, like, there's a sub-seed set that I've seen that's really annoying. But Bulu, round 1, especially with, like, this is what, the 8th pick, I think? way too soon to take this thing. Especially with a Mon like Zygarde, who is also usually a top 3 Mon, still sitting on the board. So, that's enough. I don't agree with this pick, but that's enough for me.
I don't like Blue either. I think it's just kind of really overrated, and I'm surprised it isn't tier 2. But I'm guessing because there's not really many things to take it off tier 2 yet. But if me take it out tier 1, but it'll definitely drop down to tier 2 once Gen 8 comes out, probably.
Yeah, and I'm seeing in the chat, like, but it gets superpower. Even with superpower, you throw that up against a fully defensive Ferrothorn, that Ferrothorn's going to OHKO you back with the Gyro Ball. Like, you can't kill a Ferrothorn with this thing. You can't kill some of these other super bulky steel types, even with superpower, that potentially have a steel type move to hit you back with.
And then still dies to Zygarde, because it doesn't get very.
Yeah, because no physical. You literally have to run Nature's Madness and then Dazzling Gleam.
Or Nature's Madness and then with Hammer.
Yeah.
That'd be a roll.
That's true. Park kicking off with Mew. Mew is such a versatile Mon. Offensive, defensive, rocks, defog. Can be a cleric. Can be a offensive powerhouse with a rock polish type set. Or a nasty plot set. Priority and Vacuum Wave, and several other of the priority moves. It is a very good Z Captain. This thing does have Mew Z, because every season everybody seems to forget that Mew Z is unbanned. So this thing can set up Genesis Supernova and then go to town, meaning it can't get revenged by Sucker Punches. So it's really nice. I like Mew. I wish I could use Mew more often, but it usually is not around by the time I pick. But it does serve as a very good glue to kind of build a team around.
Yeah. Mew is by far my favorite Mon, and like it's just so amazing and so useful, and Mew Z is like always unbanned in like any league I've played in.
Nick died again. Oh, come on.
No.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry, that would be my dad calling me because my phone was not... I'm turning my phone on vibrate. It's on vibrate now. I apologize. That was my dad. So, just letting him know that I am streaming and cannot take phone calls. Okay, whatever. Out of the way. Yes, AV, it's Mario. Again, !Discord. I will explain why my phone is the way it is. If you want to do that, or if you're on YouTube, follow the link. I'll explain it there, and you can find out why my phone makes certain noises. But, anyways, Merc taking Infernape. Infernape is a very good Mon. Borderline. Nicky, can you talk about this one for a second? I gotta mute my mic real quick.
Okay.
Just talk about Infernape. You got this.
I hope I do. So it's really it's a very good Mon for versatility, and that you can run D, you can run special, mixed, physical, scarfed, banned, specs. I don't really see banned or specs often, but you can. And then you can also run like rocks and just really sometimes crazy Infernape sets that just sweep really well. Yeah. And it does get really good priority access with Mach Punch and Iron Fist. Yeah.
It also has Vacuum Wave as well, so it can be physical or special priority. Again, this is another Mon that I have in AABL. Iron Fist is such a good ability. It can set up Swords Dance, Nasty Plot, has all the elemental punches, has not Bullet Punch. No, does it have Bullet Punch? I think it has Bullet Punch if I remember correctly. I should know, I have this Mon, but it can do so many different things. 108 speed, it can be banded, it can be scarfed, it can be a Z Captain, it functions super well. And it's another one of those Mons that you can just build a team around very quickly.
It doesn't get Bullet Punch, and
it does not.
It does.
It does get Ice Punch. I do know it gets Ice Punch because I've run Ice Punch on it before. I'm looking it up right now. I know it gets Ice Punch because I've run both Elemental Punches.
No, it doesn't get Ice Punch.
What?
It's illegal.
What?
I'm looking up and I'm using Uber's too, and it's saying it's illegal.
What?
It doesn't get Bullet Punch. Nope, no Bullet Punch either.
I know. I've seen. What hit me then? Did I get hit by HP Ice and just assume that it was a Ice Punch?
I mean, it probably did a lot earlier.
Okay, I'm. That's probably what it was. I'll have to go track that replay down. It must have been a. Hidden Power Ice off of an Infernape that hit me, and I just thought it was Ice Punch because I always assume this monkey is physical, which is not the case. But yes, okay. Infernape, we got it. We have Manaphy here out of Tier 2, so yes, I know, and I'm not going to listen to it at all in the comments or in chat. I don't care that Nicky, Nicky. I don't care. It's Tier 2. You all had the chance to vote on this, and you all chose not to vote on it, so deal with it. It is a Tier 2 Mon, which is why Crow took it first overall. I honestly feel that it is Tier 2 because, like Xurkitree, it takes a lot to get it to sweep. You have to get a Z Rain Dance off to get the speed, and then you got a Tail Glow. And, you know, yes, it has Psychic, it has Energy Ball, it has Ice Beam, but, again, I view it as a Tier 2 Mon. We'll see. Spoiler, I have Manaphy in a league somewhere. We'll see how I use it, and if I decide, okay, maybe this is probably Tier 1, we need to vote on it, we'll vote on it next season, but I still view Manaphy as a Tier 2. As I said, it does have that setup ability with the Z Rain Dance set. It is a very base 100 again. It can be very defensive and very thick if it needs to be. Rain Dance Hydration means it can absorb statuses and then heal them that turn. So you could have like a Rain Dance Rest set to give it longevity. So there's plenty of different things that Manaphy can do. But for right now, it is a Tier 2.
I don't know, man. That thing's pretty nasty sometimes.
If you say so, whatever. We'll see. We'll see. If Crow absolutely destroys everything, then maybe we'll move it.
Yeah.
So we have Cresselia here. This was actually Toons' first pick. He took Cresselia. Luke decided to just stay with it. To me, not a first overall pick, obviously. It's very, very annoying. It's very, very fat. But it can be very, very easily beat with Taunt. It can Lunar Dance and basically be a suicide heal if need be, but this thing is so Taunt weak, and yeah.
I don't think Cresselia is a good pick at all. I don't think it really works well on teams, especially with just Taunt and then Toxic it, and then it's just gonna sit there, because I think it only gets Swish for healing. I don't think it's recovery or anything like that. No, I think it gets recover, but not anything else is good.
Yeah, so, by the way, someone just asked Moonduck. Okay, so Duncan Can't Die calls this thing Moonduck sometimes, so I tend to, call it thing. I call Pokemon things other people call them at times. It's just, I pick up on stuff and that sort of thing. But yeah, again, this is Toons' first pick. Toons didn't really, know what he was doing at the time of the draft. He is exactly why D-League is here. He is a newbie of a newbie. And so he honestly didn't understand that Cresselia probably wasn't a good round 1 pick. And yeah, but we'll see what goes on with this. So, Mega Lopunny, I called this. I 100% called this because AV messaged me about a week before the season started, and he's like, I really want Mega Lopunny, but there's absolutely no way it makes it to me. and I assured him that Mega Lopunny would make it to him. Mega Lopunny did not get drafted until round 2 of Season 2, and I don't believe Mega Lopunny got drafted until round 3 or 4 of Season 1. I know how Mega Lopunny is handled in WWC, so don't doubt me. This thing slips all the way down to AV at 14th pick when I've seen this thing go top 5 numerous times. Scrappy ability, so it can hit ghost types. There's no safe switch in, really. Carries the elemental punches at times. There's the power-up punch, power-up punch, last resort set. There's just so many different... It's fast, it hits like a truck, and it's a great Mega, and a steal at 14 in my mind.
Yeah, this is a top-tier Mega, especially with gets Fake Out, and then it's got like 400 something speed after Mega Evolving, 405 I think it is.
405 is Timid.
Or Jolly.
Jolly, yeah.
Jolly. So, and then it's crazy speed, yeah, and then High Jump Kick, like Acorn said, it's just crazy
We don't
power.
speak of that move. That move doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jump Kick.
I have missed a high jump kick too many times to trust it. I have high jump kick PTSD. It's like, God, I think it's Board and Shaymin Seed Flares, or Dank and Shaymin Seed Flares. Somebody in PCF has PTSD with Shaymin Seed Flares. I have PTSD with high jump kicks.
I have PTSD with Toxic, so I missed every single one of them.
Well, get some glasses, then your mons don't miss anything.
Alright, the idea.
From there, we have Mama taking Zeraora. This is another mon that is highly debated as to whether or not it's a tier 1, as to whether or not it's a tier 2, if it's worth a first-round draft pick, if it's not worth a first-round draft pick. Mama wanted Infernape. Unfortunately, that got sniped. Zeraora was also a snipe. It hit a couple people. Trying to remember who. It hit Penguin, and it hit Jackson. I love this cat. Like, I absolutely love this mon. This mon, 143 speed is great. 122 or 112 attack, 102 special attack, so it can run mixed sets. This thing tops out, I think, at 438 speed, at max speed. Like, it's
423.
423. Mega Arrow tops out at 438. This thing tops out at 423. It's such a good mon. Great movesets. Great coverage ability. This thing gets outrage.
Wait.
Yeah, it gets outrage. I beat a Garchomp with this thing because I had Draco Z outrage. Because Garchomp's obviously going to be the switch in here. It doesn't carry Ice Punch. So you Draco Z nuke a Garchomp.
That actually gets outrage. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it gets dual chop too. It has knockoff, it has throat chop, so you can run Dark Z, Grass Knot for Grassium Z potential, fighting type moves. This thing really should be electric fighting type. Why Niantic decided, or not Niantic, that's Pokemon Go. I'm a dumbass. Why Game Freak decided not to give this thing the fighting type, I will never know. But I love it. I love this cat. I think it's a great pick. It's going to work very, very nicely for Mama.
Yeah. This is definitely one of my other favorite mons. So I think Mega Venus and Celesteela. I love Zeraora, even though I've only used it, like, I think once in Jack. It's still such a great mon, so it's really strong.
Yeah, in Plasma Fist, you can't use a normal move after it. Like, it's great. I love it. So, finishing off round 1, Luca takes Torn T. This, I know, hurt Penguin deeply. I watched him suffer because this was actually on his draft plan. Torn T is a very good mon. Loves Rain, loves to abuse Rain. But besides that, it's also a very good mon. Spamming Hurricane, Z Hurricane, obviously. Regenerator, so it can U-turn and regen all the way around. There's bulk up sets. It has access to Heat Wave. Like, it's very good versatility.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I've been like 6-0'd by this thing, or at least it was like a 6-0 between this thing, a Pelipper, and a Foodra, I think it was.
No,
And
this thing was the thing that 6-0'd you, because I remember putting the kills in for it.
it had 6 kills.
Yeah, it got. That's why Torn T was in the Tier 1 MVP race last season. It picked up 6 kills versus you.
We don't need to talk about that. That didn't happen anymore.
Yeah, you did not have a Torn T switch in. It's very lethal. Luca decides to pair it with Mega Kangaskong. So, I'm not sure how I feel about Mega Kanga, mainly because it doesn't have Seismic Toss, which is absolutely, utterly broken. But, I mean, Power Up Punch is a good set, but there's better Megas still on the board than this thing. Like, there's Mega Gallade, still hasn't been picked. Mega Zard X, I know everyone's going to roast me for saying Mega Zard X is a good Mega. That hasn't been picked yet. Zygarde is still on the field. Like, there are so many better Megas that, Nicky, why? That, I don't know. I don't like the Mega Kanga pick.
I don't. No, stop Jaren. But I don't really like Mega Kangaskhan either. I don't think it's really like a good Mega pick. We'll see how it plays out though. See if it actually does well.
Yeah, without Seismic Toss, it loses. I mean, Power Up Punch set is a very good set, but
can they get 2? Can it get +2 attack from that?
Yeah, you do get +2 from Power Up Punch.
Oh, it's actually really nice, actually.
Yeah, it can set up quickly, but the problem is, like you send out something with Iron Barbs or a Rocky Helmet or rough skin. Yeah, you're toast. You take 2 hits. Every turn you take 2 Rocky Helmet hits, so it's a very good way to like wear that down fast. Gliscor from Manish, who got sniped here. Again, Jackson. Poor Jackson. He got sniped so many times, it's not even funny. Again, this is another mon that I really, really love. Gliscor has a lot of versatility. It can be a Swords Dance setup set. It can be the stupidly defensive set with Toxic Heal, Toxic Orb, which you can then fling your Toxic Orb if you wanted to, poison something. This thing can come in and absorb Toxics. It's not grounded, so you don't. It's easy. It is an easy way to clear T-spikes and spikes and webs. Rocks aren't super effective against it. It still takes chip. It can set its own rocks. It does have access to things like Ice Fang. So you can catch something with that. It does have Thunder Fang, Fire Fang. It's all around. It's a very, very, very good mon, and I'm pretty sure Giran remembers what happens when you don't prep for a Gliscor.
Yeah, what happens, Giran?
You end up putting Gliscor on the kill leaderboard and allowing it to stay on the kill leaderboard and for a good solid 9 weeks is what happens. So I do like this pick. It pairs nicely with Zeraora because Zeraora doesn't like the ground hits. This thing comes in, doesn't take a ground hit. It's beautiful. It works wonderful, and I do like so I do like this pick.
I mean, Mamo can kind of counter both of them.
Yeah, Mamo runs this team right now, but we'll see how it fills out. It's a good start to this team. Necrozma Mega Lopunny. I have used this core once, and I loved using this core until I didn't do very well with this core. So, Necrozma is very good. Stealth Rock setter. It can set itself up. I have been 6-0'd by this thing. So, yeah, it's a nasty, nasty piece of work. It does have the ability to run a stored powered set with like Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Rock Polish. There's the Weakness Policy set. These two just pair so well. Mega Lopunny could care less about Dark type hits and Ghost hits, and Necrozma can take the Psychic hits for Mega Lopunny for days.
And fighting.
And fighting, yeah. It's a beautiful pair.
best part about this, Necrozma's a tier 1 or tier 2. I mean, so that's a big deal.
That too. But I also view it as tier 2, even after getting 6-0'd by it, so. Victini. So here is your A-Drive pick, as people will like to say. But no, Victini's a good mon. I do like Victini. It is very versatile. It can run special. It does have ice coverage on the special side to hit ground types. Super effective with. You can choice band it, obviously, with like Bolt Strike V Create. You can run a weakness policy. Bulky set, I've seen that done. It can be functional in Trick Room. Trick Room V Create is incredibly broken at times. It does have Bolt Strike for water types, Banded, Scarfed, Z Captain. Like, Victini is a very versatile mon. And so I think paired with Celesteela, which has Levitate, is nice for the ground coverage, but this is double Psychic now. So that's a big weakness already with 2 picks.
Oh yeah, big dark weakness too. So I don't think either of these. I think Cresselia gets like 1 fairy move, but both need walls. I like dark types with me.
Yeah, Dark and Ghost will have a field day here right now with this team.
Especially Mega Sableye.
Yes, Mega Sableye would enjoy this team very, very much. Come on, computer. There we go. Mimikyu Manaphy. So, Mimikyu is another one of those mons that I absolutely love. Mimikyu is... You're guaranteed to set up with it, Nicky.
Wait, what?
You're guaranteed a setup with this mon. Disguise is a thing. It allows you to Swords Dance or bulk up freely.
What's this bulk up?
For those of you that don't know, Nicky had this thing Season 2, and he could not use it correctly for the life of him. We actually started telling him to just, like, throw a choice band on it because there was no point. But no, this thing paired with Manaphy is actually a really nice pair, in my mind. Manaphy can run bulky on that. Mimikyu can break. Mimikyu gets Wood Hammer, by the way, for those of you that didn't know. This thing does get Wood Hammer. It has priority in Shadow Sneak. +2 Shadow Sneak hurts a lot of different things. Any +2 hit off of it. Farium Z lets Snuggle Forever. Has recovery and Drain Punch. There's such a good like versatility to its offensive powerhouseness. Like, Mimikyu is just a very, very good mod. Definitely worth a 2nd round pick, and I'm definitely happy to see this mod taken.
Yeah, I actually can't. I didn't know how to play draft back in Season 2. I don't know what I was doing.
5 flying types.
I'm being bullied.
I am not bullying you.
No, I don't think
Infiltrator does not go through Disguise. It goes through
Protect and Substitute.
It goes through subs. I don't think Infiltrator goes through Protect either. I think it just goes through subs.
God, it did.
I don't know. Somebody will correct me on that because.
Oh, it ignores the effect of Reflect, Light Screen, and Safeguard.
And probably Aurora Veil then too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very, very... Mold Breaker does go through it. Yes, you are correct, Slick. I did almost forget Mold Breaker. Mega Pincer here for Merc. Again, I don't like this pick. There are better Megas. Granted, they have Infernape, so Mega Glade doesn't make a lot of sense here. Mega Zard doesn't make a lot of sense here, because why would you run double flying or double fire types?
I mean, double fighting is still good.
Yeah, double fight. You can spam fighting pretty easily, barring like a ghost or a bulky psychic sitting in your face. It's very, very easy to spam. It does pair nicely with Infernape. Just both of them can break each other very, very, very nicely. But hazards are a major, major issue for this team like right now. Rocks post Mega Pincers taking 50%. Infernape's not appreciating the rocks. Pinsir does give a fly immunity, so or a ground immunity, so Infernape doesn't have to necessarily worry about Earthquake too much. But Edgequake is still very, very dangerous for this team. And as Garen pointed out, Scald really screws this team, especially if it burns the Pinsir.
Pinsir's really frail too, isn't it?
Yeah, Pinsir is on the frail side.
I mean, they could have easily gotten, like, I think Gardevoir was still on the board even after the draft.
I don't know if Mega Gardevoir would have been the right Mega to take, at least not this round, but...
Definitely could have gotten something better.
Yeah, that is true. But we'll see. I just heard Ga make unnecessary noises somewhere. Because Milotic just got taken round 2. Milotic is a very, very good bulky water type. Like Marvel Scale Flame Orb set to double your defense. There is the competitive set, which can give you a boosty boost really, really quickly to make it offensive Milotic. There is the chance that we see an offensive Milotic here. It's a good Mon. Is it worth a tier 2 pick? I don't know. Paired with Mew, is it a good pick? I think it's a good pick paired with Mew. It gives him a solid defensive backbone to start with.
Yeah, now they have base 100 special defense and HP and Mew, and then they have whatever Melodic's bases are, and that's Melodic's just crazy broken.
Yeah.
Crazy good.
Melodic is very good for firing off a Mirror Coat with, too, if need be, because it's got such high defense, special defense.
Oh, its defense stat is really poor, but...
Yeah, no, but that's... Yeah, that's why you run Marvel Scale Flame Orb set, because as soon as the Flame Orb procs, your defense doubles, so now you're at base 120 defense as well. That's why that's a set. So. Okay, there we go. Bulu Tran. So, I see why Hazard took Bulu round 1. Honestly, he could have done this in reverse and been just as fine. Heatran's a good stealth rocker. It takes the steel-type hits very, very well. Bulu obviously sets terrain, so Heatran doesn't have to worry about Earthquake super too much. It still has to worry about it, but it can at least not... Yeah, suck to Earthquake. It can be a good Z Captain. It can be very... I don't know. It's got utility, but I just think for 2 tier 1s, it's just not a good set of tier 1s here. I really don't like Bulu Tran. And yes, Garen, 1,000 Arrows does just rip that apart.
Zygarde runs through this team. This 50% Zygarde can rinse this team fairly easily.
Yeah. And Zygarde's still on the board. Yeah. So, like, hey, what are we doing here? But anyways, it's a start to a Fairy Steel Core. It might not be the best Fairy Steel Core, but, you know, it's a Fairy Steel Core. Crow, spoiler warning. Okay, spoiler warning. I'm looking here to see if... Oh, this was a snipe, apparently. Somebody got hit with this one.
Probably Jackson.
Was it Jax? I'm looking.
Probably was.
No, it was actually Photon.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. That's right before his turn, too, isn't it?
Yeah, it was right before him. Those are the worst kind of snipes. When you get sniped right in front of your face, those are the worst types of snipes in the world. Trust me, I know, because I watched something get sniped right in front of my face earlier in Main's draft.
My man got the shadow treatment.
Yeah. So, to recover from that, we see Volcarona. I don't understand this pair at all. Yes, Volcarona is a very nice setup sweeper. But why? Why would you take Volcarona round 2? It probably is going to sit there. There are decent Megas on the board. Megazard X is probably better than Volcarona, just saying.
Definitely not biased.
Yeah, no bias at all. I don't know. I don't agree with this pick. I don't like it. It's a very good mon. It can be a very good with Quiver Dance and a Z Crystal. Not much really wants to switch in on it, but I don't like this pick.
Volcarona was good back in like Gen 5 and Gen 6, but now it's just absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Well, not absolute garbage, but pretty bad.
Yeah, it's lost some of its glory. Oh god, why is D-League doing the same? Main League and D-League literally are mirroring themselves and doing the same stupid thing every time. Season 1, we let Fizzle get Mega Mence and Tapu Lele. Season 2, we also let Spare get
Magearna let Megaladios.
Yeah, Magearna Megaladios. Season 2, we let Spare get Magearna Megaladios again.
And didn't someone else get something really crazy? Oh, Jiren had a really good team. He had
Jiren had Celesteela, Lopunny. Crimson. We let Crimson get Kyurem Black and Lando T and Mega Mawile, and he had another Mon that was stupid powerful. So, apparently nobody learns from drafts. Celesteela Mega Lottie is stupid fat. Like, this is stupid fat way to start a draft. Mega Lottie can be an annoying setup set. Celesteela can be an annoying defensive set. Or Mega Lottie can be an annoying setup set, and or other way around. Mega Lottie can be an annoying defensive set, and Sully can be a mega setup set. Like, this is a beautiful Fairy Steel Dragon core starting right here. And Marsh so far is winning this draft with 2 picks.
I mean, I don't know. If Magearna was here, he probably would have taken Magearna over Celesteela.
Oh, if Magearna was here, Penguin would have taken Magearna over Tapu Koko.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, Magearna is always the first pick. Like, always the first pick.
I mean, I can get why. It's like stupid broken. I mean, stupid broken whenever it's abused.
Yep.
But whenever someone doesn't know how to use it,
Yeah. This also apparently got Mama. I forgot. Like, I'm trying to keep track of that, so. Next pick is Zippy, who was gifted with Rotom Wash. I love Rotom Wash. It's my favorite of the Rotom forms. It can be very defensive. It can be AV'd. It can be bulky. It's a good pivot with Volt Switch. Obviously, Hydro Pump is really good. Defog, like, I don't know. I really like Rotom Wash as a pivot. It's a very nice Pokemon to pair with Jirachi, which can U-turn.
Rotom Wash is really useful for like teams of Zygarde and some that Mega Scizor, because it can eat both of the HP fire or the HP ice that come at it, and very well prevent skill and protect those mons.
So, I do like its pair with Jirachi. So, okay. So because he passed on Venusaur and didn't go steal a Venusaur, I actually didn't realize that he passed on Mega Venusaur, that Mars did, and went with Mega Lottie instead. Anyways, you know a lot about Mega Venusaur. I will let you talk about this Mon.
Oh, okay. So it's stupidly fast, and I mean stupidly fast. I've had it take it was a +3 psychic from a Manaphy and still live on like 20 something HP. I think I ran max special defense. It's broken. It's very bulky and it's very able to just kind of Jiren did, but it's able to set up sword dances and just not energy ball, seed bomb, and just sweep.
I also have PTSD with this Mon. Garen is not alone. I have suffered at the hands of Mega Venusaur.
Was it me? Yeah, you had.
Yes, it was you. It was you and Savage.
You had the Mega Advantage too. You had what's it called? You had Charizard X. And
Yes, I did.
We don't need to talk about that side.
Yeah, no, I that's 100% blame Savage. I fully blame Savage for that one because he knew that I was gonna run Physical King. He knew I was running Special Needle King. He knew I was running Special Needle King.
Oh, the Venusaur, yummy that.
So unhappy. But this paired with Aegislash is just a nightmare. It really is. A little bit of a ground weakness, but when you're this fat, does it really matter?
Not really.
So we have Hydreigon going with Mega Maw. I do like this pick because Hydreigon gives you a Levitate user, so Mawile doesn't have to worry about the EQ spam. It's also Dragon type, which resists the fire hits that Mawile doesn't want to take. Mawile being a Fairy Steel type is really nice because it takes the fairy hits for Hydreigon. It's a really nice mon and a nice pair. Like, I love this pair of mons together, and so it's a good Z user. It does have access to defog. Yeah, I love it. I love this pair. Very nice pair.
Yeah.
So.
And that gives him a free Fairy Dragon Steel Core.
Yeah, in 2 mons he's got it. And I know that this was a snipe for Raisachi as well. So we have Alolan Ninetales. Somebody better stop me if I go longer than like a minute talking about this thing. Because everybody knows I love Alolan Ninetales. I love this pair of Alolan Ninetales, Landorus. Alolan Ninetales is very versatile. Sets up the Aurora Veils. It can be spexed. It can be scarfed. Base 109 speed. Yes, it dies to Bullet Punch, but I don't know. I love it. I love this mon, and I've had so much fun using it. And so I'm really excited that someone indeed decided to take it, and hopefully they can use it as well as I do.
Alolan Vulpix is hot garbage. I'm kidding. That's a joke.
Yeah, I know, because you're trying to trigger AV.
No, I just don't want to get banned.
Oh. It's definitely a good mon, and it pairs very nicely with Leona T, in my mind, but...
Okay, but real question. Do you love Mega Charizard X more, or Alolan Vulpix?
Mega Charizard X.
Alright.
100% Mega Charizard X. Like, Mega Charizard, you don't understand, I have a special place in my heart for Charizard, so... I'm not even going to try and drag the cursed image over here for everyone to see. Let's just put it this way. Garen put a very cursed image in the chat on Tapu Fini. And Tapu Fini is a snipe on somebody.
Oh my god, Garen.
Yeah, it was a snipe on Mars. This in Kyurem Black, again, I don't understand. I guess it's because I don't understand Kyurem Black well enough, but to me it doesn't make sense to pair Finny with a grounded dragon type ever, just because your dragon type moves are halved if you're touching misty terrain. But Kyurem Black, I'm guessing, usually doesn't carry a dragon type move, so doesn't really matter, I guess. No, go ahead.
Can't Kyurem Black get Outrage? I think it can.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know it has Dragon Claw.
So someone ever wants to just run town with it, they would just Dragon Claw probably.
But it is nice because it can defog. It doesn't really care about rocks too terribly much, which Kyurem Black does not want to mess with. So it's a nice defogger. It's a bulky water. Good start to the FDS core there. So. And Penguin finishes off round 2 with Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn Coco is a very nice Fairy Steel core. They complement each other very well. Coco doesn't necessarily want to take fire hits for Pharaoh, but Pharaoh will definitely eat the steel hit for days that Coco doesn't want to take. EQ is still an issue. EQ spamming is still an issue here, but It also gives him reliable hazards. He gets rocks, he gets spikes, he has iron barbs for physical attackers, like fighting type. I guess Coco will take the fighting type hit for Pharaoh a little better, but I don't know.
And we don't need to speak about what this team's looking like.
Yeah, I do like this pair.
This team looking like a certain thing.
Don't give it away. Don't give. He waited so long to draft it because I told him to wait so long. Don't spoil it.
Plus, he comes back and he's breaking the draft already.
Yeah. Mamoswine pairs with this, and this Mamoswine pick may not make a lot of sense right now, but as Penguin's draft takes shape, you will understand why Mamoswine is on this team. Mamoswine is a good rocker. It's a good life orb abuser. It's a good choice band abuser. It's a good... all around, it's a good mod. Like, not a lot of things want to switch into choice band Icicle Crash, or a life orb Icicle Crash. Earthquake Spam. It does have knockoff. It does have Stone Edge. If Penguin wanted to get cheeky, he could run Rock Tomb for speed control, and if Penguin really wanted to get super cheeky, he just runs the Freeze Shock and takes out opposing water types that want to try, or Freeze Dry, and takes out opposing water types that want to switch in on this thing. So it's definitely a very, very good mod, and it gives him more hazards. It does have Ice Shard for priority as well. Gearin comes back and gets Magnezone to finish his FDS core. I honestly hate this mon with a passion. I've used it a couple times and it's bad. I really, really hate it. Magnet Pull is a nice ability. Analytic is nice. I'm trying to think whatever. Sturdy is its other move. So, I don't know. I really don't like Magnezone just solely because it gets beat so bad and you almost have to run a Spext or a Scarfed set. I don't know. I don't like Magnezone.
No, I don't really like it either. I mean, he already has a okay Fairy Dragon Steel for farming, but Magnezone's is kind of garbage.
Yeah, I feel like there were better Steel types that could have been taken, but, you know, hey, you can't draft Celesteela every draft.
Yeah, can it be a first pick?
Okay, odds of that happening.
Very rare.
So, whoops, I gotta check and see here. I don't believe this was a snipe. No, it was not. Speaking of Steel types, if you didn't have Tapu Fini, this one probably would have been a good pick. We have the best defogger in young Newt, the Empoleon. I love Empoleon. I think it's probably, for tier 3, it is an amazing defogger and rocker, just giving you hazard control. It's got Defiant, so if you have an opponent that set up sticky webs on you, you just bring this thing in, get the Defiant boost, and then defog and blow something up with your boosted stats. Or if someone wants to defog Alolan Ninetales' screens away, which I didn't know was a thing until a couple months ago. No, I didn't know it until somebody told me that you can actually defog like light screen and Aurora Veil in that away. I didn't know that was a thing. So you bring this thing in on the defog to get rid of the Aurora Veil in that, and you get the Defiant boost again. So I really like this. Is it a little early? Probably, but it's still a very good fit for this team because now Lando doesn't have to necessarily be a rocker.
Yeah. So. Napoleon's a nice fish boy. I mean, nice penguin-y boy. It's not a fish. Eat fish, though.
Yep. Jackson and the Metagross getting Tangrowth. This was... who got sniped here? Merc got sniped on the Tangrowth.
Jackson finally getting his snipes back.
Yeah. No, this is early in the draft. Remember, Jackson got sniped like 10 times in one day, so... Tank Growth is a very nice regen mon. It's going to be annoying with seeds. It can be offensive, both physical and special, with like Power Whip knockoff or Giga Drain potentially. Yeah, it's a decent mon. I like it. It's a good tier 2 grass. It's bulky, and I don't know. It fits with Hydreigon because Hydreigon will take the fire hits. It's another ground immunity, so Mawile doesn't, or not immunity, but resist, so Mawile doesn't necessarily have to worry about EQ as much.
Oh. You don't want your Mawile taking damage because it doesn't really have much recovery.
Mawile has 0 recovery.
Yeah.
Greninja to the Sir Sawsbucks and Raisachi. Greninja is another very, very good Z Captain Abuser. Pairs nicely with Venusaur and Aegislash because it can take the ghost hits for Aegislash a little bit. It's not the bulkiest water in the world. It's Psychic Immunity, so that's one of Venusaur's main issues gone. It is a ground... it does threaten ground types, which Venusaur and Aegislash both don't appreciate very well. It is a very... there's so many sets with Greninja. Like, there's just so many sets. You can run it as a Z Captain with all sorts of things. You can run physical with Z Bounce or Z Gunk Shot or something along those lines. You can run it special and have Z... obviously Z Hydro. You can have Z Ice Beam. Like, it has the ability to run both physical and special. 122 base speed gives it a very good speed stat. So, Greninja is just a very, very good mon in general.
And is this protein, or is it just regular?
No, they voted no to protein Greninja.
So yeah, it's current okay, but yeah, protein and Ash Greninja are definitely the better versions of it.
Yep. Sorry.
Well, I got burned.
Mega Diancie here for Zippy. Mega Diancie is a very good mon, especially after it gets a Diamond Storm defensive boost. Hits like a truck, 150 in both special attack and physical attack. Speed stat of 110 or 100, so it's decently fast. Its Spadef at 110 and regular defense at 110 are not bad. But this thing dies to every single steel type in the book and just does not appreciate ground type hits, nor does Jirachi, which is putting pressure on Rotom Wash now to take those hits. Magic Bounce is nice too because it can bounce that poison back.
Rotom Wash kind of eats Earthquakes because it's immune, and then if it's a ground type, it can just smack it with a Hydro Pump.
The only problem is like a Mold Breaker, like an Excadrill. Excadrill would just feast on this team.
Oh yeah, definitely Mold Breaker would definitely feast on this team.
So. And there's the second Flush Ribbons to be taken, and another bulky mon for Mars.
And there's the Fairy Dragon Steel Core.
Yep, and it's one of the more disgusting Fairy Dragon Steel Cores I've seen. I think the only thing that would have made this thing worse was if it was Florges instead of Sylveon.
Oh, he should have SMH Mars.
Florges would have made this thing stupidly bulky, but Sylveon is very, very good. It's a good Wish Passer, it's a good Cleric. I've seen Specs versions. I've seen it beat a Mega Scissor. It takes the Bullet Punch with a Steel Resist Berry and then HP fires back to kill it. Yeah, that would be the type of stuff that Matthias comes up with in his spare time.
Of course. That's my week 1 opponent. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so definitely a good mon. I like it. Not the best evolution, not the best Wish Passer of the evolutions. That distinction goes to Vaporeon, but with this team, it fits beautifully.
Gonna have to disagree with that, mate.
Alright, fine.
You haven't met Umbreon. The full, massively power Umbreon.
I have met Umbreon. I ran him Season 3, remember?
Season 3?
Or 2. Season 2. I ran it Season 2.
Yeah.
I wish passed into Charizard numerous times with that thing.
Great.
We have Latios, base Latios here, going to Photon here. Again, Zygarde is still on the board. Zygarde Clef is a much better pair here, in my mind. But, I don't know. Latios can hit hard. It's a very good Z Captain. It's a very good Specs user. Can be a very good Scarfer with that base 100 speed. But, again, I just don't agree with this pick. I think Zygarde would be a better fit here still.
Yeah. I can get why you took Latios, but why not pick Mega Latios because it's still on the board?
That's also true. Mega Latios Clefable would be better.
Zygarde would have been much more nasty, and also would have been... Because Zygarde completely counters that Blue Core right now, I think. Still counters that Blue Core.
It blows the Blue Core out of the water right now, so... Crobat with Bulu and Heatran. Again, 1,000 Arrows will murder this team because Crobat will take the first one with the Flying Resist, but then it becomes knocked down and it becomes basically pure poison, and then 1,000 Arrows is super effective. So, again, another team that gets run up on by Zygarde. I think Crobat was way too early for round 3.
Maybe Mega that would have walled Zygarde, like a good fairy type that can eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have been nice.
Or a stupidly bulky water type like Mega Slowbro. Or Mega Blastoise. Both of those can eat hits from Zygarde pretty well and threaten out with Ice Beam return.
Not Suicune. Suicune. I can't speak.
Suicune would have been a nice pick here. That would have fit very nicely given the Fire, Water, Grass core. Very nice. Basically, this thing is here just for, like, defog. That's really all it's here for right now. Hippowdon. Okay, again, Hippowdon might be a little early here, but Hippowdon is a decent choice here. It's thick. Like, especially, like, Toxic ruins this thing. Toxic and Taunt are the two things that ruin Hippowdon. Otherwise, Hippowdon does very well setting up Sand. It can be very, very bulky, has access to Slack Off for decent recovery. It's good. I like Hippowdon.
I'm faster. Sorry.
It's just on the slow side, but it is a rocker, so Mew doesn't have to necessarily rely on being a rocker now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Hippowdon, especially if they can get like a good sand stream abuser, that would fit really well, especially with Hippowdon.
Yeah, a good Sand Sweeper would make this team very, very nicely a nice pair. You just have to watch out which Sand Sweeper you get. Because if you get another ground-type Sand Sweeper, you run the risk of getting run up on by Ice types. So, that's the thing I've learned running Sand, is it's very, very delicate how you build it. Because otherwise you are stupid Earthquake weak, or you are stupid Ice weak. Or stupid Fighting weak. One of the three. Hey, speaking of bulky waters, there's Slowbro right there. Slowbro is stupid thick. Defensively, I think it's like base 1... It's either base 120 or base 130 defense. Has access... Yeah?
It's 110. Base 110 defense.
Yeah, so... Very, very bulky. Has access to Slack Off. It is slow. Base 30, I believe. So... Very easy to taunt it to prevent it from getting that, but it does have an amazing move pool coverage. It gets access to Flamethrower and Fire Blast, which means grass types can't safely check into it. I believe it gets Earthquake too. I don't remember.
It gets Dig, but not Earthquake.
Okay. Maybe that's Slow King.
No, it does get Earthquake. Never
Yeah,
mind.
it does. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Slow King I've put Earthquake on before, so so electric types can't safely check into it.
I mean,
it is a slow bro, but still.
175 attack. But I mean, not 175, 75 attack. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's not gonna hit you like a truck, but it might hit you like a scooter. It does have Regenerator as well, so he does have a bit of a regen core there, and now this team doesn't die to Scald.
Yeah, especially Slowbro being sick boy.
Yep.
Very sick.
Tyranitar, so both Sand Setters are gone now. Crow picking up T-Tar here. I've never used Hippowdon, but I kind of feel like Hippowdon might be the superior Sand Setter. T-Tar is very nice in the fact that it can run banded sets, it can run a D-Dance setup set, it does have the elemental punches, it has Earthquake, it can be a Pursuit Trapper. Rock Dark is a very good typing. He does have Mimikyu there to prevent the fighting type spam on this thing. T-Tar helps clear out ghost types for Mimikyu, especially after Disguise is broken. So.
Oh, wait, that's another Sand Setter. It's Gigalith.
Yeah. Okay, I forget that Gigalith is a Sand Setter. Like, I know it more for Sturdy, but that's just me. But yes, Gigalith is a Sand Setter. I'm sorry to all the Gigalith fans out there for forgetting about the big pointy-headed rock that's in. Yeah. So, but I like this pick. He now has rain and sand though, so I'm wondering if Crow's a little confused about how weather teams are supposed to work, but slushy sand or wet sand, I guess, is what he's going for. A mud storm. I don't know. I haven't figured out what to call this one.
Dangerous, though. Let's be real here. Those mudslides, pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I haven't figured out what to call this weather team yet.
Stop.
Crocodile, or the Mon that was poorly designed. Crocodile's nice because it gives stealth rocks. It is a dark type, which this team sorely needed. Problem is now bug types kind of run up on this team.
Well, 16 you can smack him with a thingy. I don't know what moves to get Starfire. It gets Fire Bus, I think. But yeah.
V-Create, Nicky.
That's... You know what? It also gets Flame Burst.
This is true. But, yeah, Crocodile's nice. It's a very good Scarfer. It's an Intimidate Mon. It can run, like, Scarf Moxie as a set. Wide variety move pool. It does have access to dragon moves as well. It gets Outrage, I believe. So you could run Draco Z if you wanted to get cheeky with it. But yeah, it's a nice Mon. I do like Crocodile, and I think it fits a needed role on Luke's team. And this is actually Luke drafting now. Like, this is where he took over from Toons, because Toon took Victini Cresselia.
Jaren, keep your bad jokes out of here. We don't need another whatever. We don't need another spinny joke.
AV taking Garchomp. This team... Who let this team be put together like this? Like, who actually was paying attention? Obviously me, because I didn't say anything when I knew what was getting drafted where, but this is gross. This is just offensive. This team... Yeah, like, this team is just a nightmare. Mega Lopunny Garchomp Necro is such a good speed tier set. It just... Oof. It just does so much work. A Z Sandstorm Garchomp on this type of team is going to be a problem for somebody. Like, I don't know. Garchomp, Mega Lopunny, Necro. Offensive. Like, good job, AV. This is a very well-drafted team so far.
AV, please. Don't abuse D-League.
Yeah.
Just don't. I mean, if you had brought a Mega Venus to the Darren, you might win. Just kidding.
There's Megaladios. So Mamanish grabs Megaladios, another offensive mon here. It's another EQ immunity for Zero Aura. Another very good setup sweeper. I like it. I wish that maybe Mega Charizard X was sitting on this roster, but again, not much I can really do about it. At that point, it'd just be like Weather Gamer Greatest Hits with Charizard X, Zero Aura, Gliscor. All I'd be missing is a Alolan Ninetales, and I'd have my
favorite.
Some of my best performing, Mega Chomp, and then I'd have some of my best performing Draft League mons. But picking up Megaladios, very, very good draft Dragon type to pick in round 3 of all things too.
How did it get to? I'm surprised it got to the end of round 3.
I don't know, but this and Zygarde were the two best dragons besides X that were still on the board, and now this one's gone. So Zygarde and X need to go sooner or later.
You don't need to talk about Zygarde.
Zygarde is... I'm wondering if this is going to be another season where Zygarde goes undrafted, just like WWC Season 1.
Didn't a Zygarde form go undrafted last season too?
Zydog. No, Huff had Zydog, and Mama had main Zygarde. So
first season of both Zygardes drafted.
Yeah, last season, not in Season 1 though. Luca finishing off round 3 here with Superior. I do like Superior as a mon. It's like Scarfed Leaf Storm with Contrary, just sets up super, super fast. It can be super, super annoying. Sub Leaf Storm can be very, very annoying. Sub Seed can be very, very annoying. Yeah, my biggest issue so far with this team, though, through 3 picks, no hazards, and our 2 hazard control mons don't generally want to run Defog. Tornteed doesn't want to run it, and Superior doesn't want to run it. So.
Hey, that's what I put in my power rankings, I think.
That's what I said in my power rankings, because I did D-League's power rankings this morning. Because nobody wanted to play Uno, so, or golf. So I was just like, I'll go do D-League's power rankings. That was a terrible decision on my part because I think that video is like an hour and a half long. And yeah, this stream's probably going to be like 3 hours long. So I'm going to be dead by tonight. But regardless, hey, speaking of Zygarde, it's not the Zygarde we all expected. Luca taking Zygarde 10%. Again, no hazards because Zygarde doesn't need Stealth Rocks. Very, very Ice Weak now, because Zygarde, Superior, and Tornteed all don't want to take an Ice Beam.
And Kanga isn't. I mean, Ice has a Frill, so Kanga can kind of revenge kill, but
her speed tiers are like top tier right now. She's got a 120. He's got a. Oh my god! I did it again.
I can get it like confusing. Don't worry.
No, I have been really bad about that over the last like month and a half, and I know better, and it frustrates me because it's fine. Luca knows that I know what I'm trying to say. So, anyways, speed tiers for him are very, very good. Tornteed at 121, Superior at 112, Zygarde at 116. Like, this team is fast. Very, very
Gotta go fast.
Yeah, this team literally does have to go fast. So, Rabombi for Mamanish. I do like this because now she has a web setter. Rabombi does get defog for some reason. I don't know why. It's not the best defogger, but Rabombi has 122 speed, which helps fit between Zero Aura and Lottie, giving her a nice set of speed tiers through 4 picks. Gives her a Fairy type for that Fairy Steel Dragon Core. And Rabombi is a very threatening mon. It can set up quiver dances and get out of control very, very quickly.
I mean, yeah. Anything I could set up special attack and then go for a Moonblast is scary. especially if it gets stabbed moves fast Moonblast.
Yes. But yeah, Rabombi's good. I do like this. She's got 3 very offensive mons, and then Gliscor on the defensive side. So maybe want to fill in that defense a little bit here over the next few picks. But so far, very, very strong draft from Mamanish.
I mean, that's crazy. That's some crazy good Hasty control right there. With, I mean, okay defoggers, but like too much physical. I mean, not physical, rock setters and stuff like that.
Yeah. She does need. She's got 1 web setter and 1 rocker right now, so that's something else to keep in mind. AV again. Who let AV do this draft? Nobody paying attention. Scissor pairs beautifully with this team. Garchomp will take that fire type hit, no problem for Scissor. Scissor takes the ice type hit for Garchomp, no problem. This team literally is forcing opponents to carry both HPs or having to pick between a hidden power, either fire or ice. It is extremely gross for this team.
If AD had like Rotom Wash somehow, it'd be way too bulky. It'd be kind of broken.
I mean, even Rotom Heat is still pretty bulky.
Rotom Heat. Never mind.
Yeah, this is gross. Like, this is a beautiful team and I love it, but AV, this is such a gross team. Whoever told you to draft this really knew what they were doing. Because this one wasn't me, for the most part. I just told them to, like, Mega Lopunny will make it to them. Back-to-back Scissors. Alright, so Mega Scissor taken 1 pick after Standard Scissor. Victini and Crocodile will cover the fire weakness. Again, this with Crocodile now, it basically forces HP Fire or HP Ice. And with Victini there, it actually forces HP Ground. So there are quite a few. It balances very nicely. It's a defogger, not necessarily a good defogger. Technician Bullet Punch is going to punch holes through things, but yeah, it's definitely a good mon and helps get this team course corrected a little bit. Bug type is no longer going to run through this team.
Mm-hmm. No Bug or Dark, finally.
No. Rose Raid, get this trash mon out of here. I absolutely hate Rose Raid. Like, yes, it sets T-Spikes, it absorbs T-Spikes. Technician hidden powers are always a good thing, but I don't like Rose Raid. I just don't see the appeal of it compared to some of the other tier 3 grass types.
Oh man, Mega Venusaur, man. Rose, that would have prepared really well. That Rose Raid.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. It gives them a grass type, which T-Tar appreciates because it can take the grass hits. It gives a poison type, which Mimikyu appreciates because it can take poison hits. But yeah, outside of giving more hazards, which I guess Mimikyu appreciates because chip is chip. But I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But we have Delmise here, or Delmise, whatever you want to pronounce it. I call it Delmise. To finish off the Firewater Grass Core, it's slow, but it literally hits like a truck, especially with Steelworker. So now Anchor Shot is basically a stab steel type hit. This thing's a very good banded user. Being that it's ghost type, it can't be spun on, but it can spin itself because it does get rapid spin, which does make it a very, very nice spinner down in tier 3. Moving on from that, we have Galvantula. Now we have a spider, an electric spider. Galvantula, so I debate back and forth a lot whether Galvantula or Rabombi is the better of the 2 web setters, tier 3 web setters, because Araquanid is usually tier 4. I prefer Joltik, or not Joltik, Galvantula. Joltik's its basic form. I prefer Galvantula for webs. I like the electric bug type better, but webs definitely helps Mew. I don't know how well it helps the rest of this team yet. We'll see if he does decide to go sand and pick up a sand setter or a sand sweeper that appreciates webs. Then this is a very, very good pick here in round 4.
Yeah.
Mega Arrow here for Hazard and the Dallas Starmies. I don't understand this at all. Like, I don't understand Hazard's draft. Period. Yes, Tough Claw's Mega Arrow hits super, super hard. But 150 speed, and then Crobat at 130, and then you've got Bulu Tran. Like, Aerodactyl will want to run Earthquake sometimes to check the electric types that are going to potentially come in on it. Bulu throwing up a grassy terrain is not going to help Arrow with its EQ. Like, I don't know. And this team, like, I think Giram pointed it out, Scald is going to run through this team because Bulu getting burned, it's useless. Heatran doesn't want to get scalded. Crobat doesn't appreciate scalds to the face. Aerodactyl doesn't appreciate it.
Zygarde still runs this team down.
Yeah, Zygarde does still run. Well, not necessarily, because Aerodactyl does have access to Ice Fang, and Tough Claw's Ice Fang coming off of Mega Aerodactyl is going to hurt a Zygarde.
I mean, yeah, but if one Mon counters the most 3-4 for your team, that's currently 3-4 for your team, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not a very good draft in my mind for Hazard. Mega Aggron. So there's your Fairy Steel Dragon Core, and now I dislike the Clefable pick even more. Just because I am now having Wish Pass issues again, where I'm seeing Clefable's going to Wish Pass into Aggron. Aggron's going to Toxic Stall something, and then it's just going to go round and round and round and round and be stupidly annoying. This team is bulky.
Are we banning Toxic Stall?
No, it's not. It's same rules as last season. Toxic Stall's not banned. I know.
It's scary.
Speaking of Photon, by the way, thank you, Photon, for the follow on Twitch. I greatly appreciate that. I think that's 49 now. That's either 49 or 50.
50 is thick? Holy crap, man.
So, I'm checking real quick, because if that's 50, I'm going to be really... I'm going to try not to be emotional about it, because that was the goal, was to get to 50 this year. Because that's the next step and while that loads, I'll check it, so... Moving on from Aggron. Hey, there's Suicune. God, this team is fat.
Oh, fat. Oh God! Oh, who let that happen?
It's like half the D coaches were paying attention and half the D coaches weren't. That's honestly how I feel right now, because AV, Mars, and a couple others are just 49. Okay, we're at 49, so one more hits that 50. That magical 50 goal. One more to get to that goal. So, anyways, God, I'm so close to 50. I'm so close. Sorry, I'm letting that affect this draft stream, and that's not okay.
I might subscribe to you on Twitch, or is that not possible?
No, you can't. Not until I get to affiliate, and to get to affiliate, I have to get 50 subscribers. I talked about it in a video earlier today, so when that goes up, you'll see it. What?
So in 50 viewers goes, alright.
50 followers is one of the steps to becoming a Twitch affiliate, so.
Darn. I still have that free trial.
Okay. So, but Suicune, yeah, this is stupid fat. Stupid fat team. And, sorry. Dad texted me again. Anyways, this paired with Celesteela, Sylveon, and Latios is just dummy fat.
Damien.
Yes, so while Damien has a beard. even though it's like 11 o'clock his time. I think it's 11 o'clock his time. Yes. Yeah, no, Damien's modded, Giran wasn't modded, but Giran's modded, you're modded now. Jake is modded, I believe. I think all the Weather Gamer mods are modded now, but anyways. Moving on. Thugs, Bunny, the Dickers. You see nothing, you see nothing. I thought I had these all proofread.
Dig.
This does give him a very good choice scarfer, a very good choice bander. Gives him spikes now, so he's got rocks and spikes. This thing actually with Victini doesn't, or not Victini, Jirachi doesn't actually have to run Scarfed because Jirachi just paralyzes everything, and then Diggersby can go to town like it was Scarfed. So, yeah, it's a good mon. I like the pair. So, hey, there's Florges. So apparently Raisachi is seeing Mars draft bulk and doing it slightly worse.
Oh yeah, Diggersby does some spikes.
Yeah, Diggersby gets spikes. It 100% gets spikes. You can ask Slick about it getting spikes, because he ran spikes Diggersby for 4 weeks in a row and lost all 4 matches, and then he went back to using Scarfed or Banded Diggersby, and he didn't really lose more than like 2 games the rest of the season. Anyways. Florges is a very nice wish passer. It has defog. It's a good cleric. It can aromatherapy or heal bell to take away burns off of Aegislash, because Aegislash does not want to catch a Will-O-Wisp to its face. This can wish pass very, very nicely into. God, this thing wish passing into Venusaur. Oh, that's gross to think about. Florges just wish passing into Mega Venusaur. Oof. That's gross.
And into Aegislash and Greninja.
Yeah, I mean, Aegislash will 100% appreciate the wish, but wish passing into Venusaur is just gross. You wouldn't have to carry Synthesis on Venusaur necessarily.
Garen, we are not banning Rise. If we're keeping Mars, we're not banning Rise.
Yeah. Hey, there's Rotom Heat. So, again, this is a very nice pair for this team. Rotom Heat takes Fire-type moves pretty nicely. It's another EQ mon, so Mega Mawile doesn't have to worry about it. It does have access to defog, so Hydreigon doesn't have to always be the defogger. Specs set is a good set. It can run a Scarf set. It can be defensive with Will-O-Wisp. It is a very, very good mon, and I do like the fit of this.
No, sorry.
So, I think this is a very good pick for Jackson.
We gotta call it by what Jackson calls it.
Let me go find what Jackson calls it.
He calls it Rotom Heatler, I think. Yeah, Rotom Heatler.
No, I don't think that's what he called it. He posted in general, didn't he?
He pinged you about it.
He calls it Heatler. I'm not... There you go. You got me to say Heatler. Hope you're happy. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Scolipede here. Okay, now Scolipede is very, very interesting on this team. I do like it. EQ is an issue for this team right now, but Lando checks that. Ninetales can check that. But because you can baton pass speed, if you can baton pass speed into a Lando and then get a Swords Dance off, that would make Lando a very threatening sweeper. Or Ninetales could appreciate the speed, or potentially things drafted later can appreciate the speed. This is better Ninjask as far as I'm concerned with speed passing.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
I'm specifically saying it for a reason, so. But yes, I do like Scolipede. It's a nice fit. There we go. Does absorb T-Spikes, does set its own T-Spikes. So Empoleon doesn't have to necessarily deal with those all the time. But yeah, I got Garen riled up now. So, but yes, Scolipede, nice fit. I do like it on this team. Speaking of Garen had to go and ruin Penguin's, like, dream. He just crushed Penguin's soul, taking the other Tornadus, because as soon as Torn T came off the board, the next plan was to get Tornadus, and literally snipes Tornadus one pick in front of Penguin. Oh, that's so nasty, so mean. This Tornadus does get Prankster, which...
I mean, what happens to his team? It's I think it kind of deserves it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because then his team still becomes stupidly broken, but we don't need to talk about that right now.
Yeah. This being Prankster Defog is really, really nice. Prankster Tailwind, also a very good thing. Prankster Bulk Upset can be very, very annoying. It basically does everything that Torn T does, but slightly slower, except for the fact that it has Prankster, which makes it easier to set up with.
And Prankster Tailwind, pretty neato.
Yeah, Prankster Tailwind with Kyurem Black is going to be very, very good, because Kyurem is not the fastest thing in the world, but getting +2 speed definitely helps it out. Azelf here for the Claunchers. Okay, this gives a ground immunity for Coco. This fixes that speed issue of losing both Tornaduses. To put something in a speed slot below Coco, but not too far below Coco. It's Levitate, so EQ doesn't bother Ferrothorn and Coco as much. This thing is offensive, 125 attack and 125 special attack, so it can run mixed sets. It can run like a U-turn knockoff type set. It's another stealth rocker, so it can be a suicide rock lead. It does a lot of really good things, and it's a pretty good Z Crystal abuser because it gets Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam. So many different options. And it's a really nice fit on this team for Penguin. He then proceeds to pair that, if my thing will work here, maybe, with Miltank. Again, Miltank will make more sense as this draft goes on, but Miltank is another solid rocker. So now he has Pharaoh, Miltank, Azelf, and Mamo. All four can run rocks. Obviously this thing is stupidly annoying because everyone knows about the rollout Whitney set with Scrappy. It does...
Rise. Sorry.
I have no idea who Kayla Skull is, but welcome to the...
Oh, no, that's Rise, apparently.
Oh, this is Rise at the moment. Okay.
At the moment.
I thought when that person said this is Rise at the moment, I thought that was in reference to Miltank. Like, Rise is a Miltank right now. I was like, okay, whatever. But anyways, Miltank gives this team a very, very solid rocker. It does have Sap Sipper to help Mamoswine out, so it is a very good mon to add to this draft.
Oh, now okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I see what you did.
Yeah, now you understand why I got confused there for a second. We do have Mega Metacham here for Kieran. Garen, I was gonna say Kieran Black. Garen here gets Mega Medi. Honestly, Mega Gallade was probably the better choice, but, you know, it is what it is.
Mega Medi.
Not with this team. With this team, Mega...
Oh, yeah.
With this team, Mega Gallade would have just been beautiful, but Mega Medi is just as good. I mean, Pure Power is absolutely broken at times. It has good setup ability with Bulk Up. It can recover with Drain Punch. Like, it's a good mon. Definitely fits this team and definitely gives this team another offensive firepower to have to deal with. So I like it. Very, very good. So.
It's pretty cool.
Blaziken here. This is the first time I've seen Blaziken drafted, to be perfectly honest. It's not speed boost, so it can only run Blaze. It does give him a fighting and fire type. It does get defog. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best defogger, but it is a good defogger. And it can just hit like a truck. It does have the ability to run physical or special. You can run a flamethrower or overheat or fire blast set. You have special chicken, or you can run the physical chicken with close combat. Or yeah, I think it gets close
High
combat
jump kick.
in that.
I think it gets high jump kick. Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah, so definitely a good chicken, and it fits nice. It's a good speed tier too. Fits nicely on this team.
Oh no, it doesn't. No, it does get high jump kick.
I was gonna say I don't think this gets high HJK. I'm pretty sure it's CC
It
is what it does.
High jump kick level 1.
Okay,
Lit.
that's why Blaziken has broken knees. Espeon here for the Metagross. Interesting choice. Its speed is nice. Gives him 110 speed, which is a speed tier he is missing. Okay, it is HJK, not CC. Okay, I get it. Alright. Yes, Torchic can use HJK apparently, because level 1 it'd be an egg move. Potentially. So Torchic potentially can high jump kick, but...
Nope.
No, it can't?
Mm-mm.
Okay, never mind.
It's a learner move, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright. Makes sense.
I don't know how breeding really works, but I think it might be able to learn it.
Yeah, that's true. Espeon here, Magic Bounce, so things go boing. It can be a Wish Passer like all the other evolutions. It's a good Specs Abuser. It can be a very good like Calm Mind pivot. Cursed White Herb set into Mega Mawile would be very, very scary. Because the White Orb, or White Herb would take away that negative speed stat, and then you're passing +1 attack, +1 defense into Mawile. So that's always fun. Otherwise, passing Calm Minds into like a special Hydreigon is also very
That'd be scary.
yeah, it's definitely
Because, yeah. If you get like +3 Calm Minds into a Scarf Hydreigon, oh, that's scary.
yeah, I don't think you could get to +3 though, is the problem. But it's an option. Big Chungus the Snorlax.
Maybe.
This thing's Z Snorlax. This thing is more bulk to this team. Plus, there's Curse Lax, Curse Recycle Lax, Belly Drum. Wait, does Lax get Belly Drum? Yes.
Oh, it's good.
I believe it does, because for some reason I vaguely remember running Belly Drum Munchlax, but I'm probably wrong again.
Oh yeah, I think it does get belly. Yes, it does get belly drum.
It does get belly drum. Yeah, so it can belly drum and then recycle. That's always an option. And then of course, if Rise wanted to be real, he'd just run Metronome Snorlax.
That's true.
Just run Z Metronome Snorlax, and whatever you get is what you get. If you if you get Z Happy Hour, then congrats, you've got the most deadly Snorlax in the world.
I think you could run Citrus, Gluttony, Belly Drum Snorlax, and that would work.
Yeah, Metronome Self-Destruct.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be amazing, but
it'd be better if it was on a Ghost type too, and it didn't work.
It'd turn into Breakneck Blitz. It wouldn't be if he was Z Metronome, but yeah. Anyways, more bulk for Rice Archie. What?
So if you use Z Metronome and you get a Psychic move, it'd be
Shattered Psyche. Yeah, the way Z Metronome works is it turns into the Z move of whatever type. Yeah, so you could Gigavolt. Yeah, you could basically Z anything. Like if you got lucky and you got Happy Hour or something, you could Z Happy Hour or something like that. Z Celebrate, something like that. That Omni boosts on accident.
And does it Metronome also boost? I think it does. Z Metronome.
Z Metronome just turns into whatever Z move it picks. I'm trying to Savage. Technically, it's not an Omni boost. It was an accidental Omni boost. So Yeah, technically...
It's like saying someone sets up something and then, I don't know, if you can...
It technically, if Metronome were to pick, like, Z Happy Hour or Z Celebrate or something, it technically doesn't break Omni Boost clause because you didn't build the set with the Omni Boost.
Yeah, because chance, it's just luck.
Yeah, it's literally RNG, and if RNG favors you that much, then you deserve the Omni Boost.
You deserve to win. And if you still lose with an Omni Boost...
Yeah, remember, it's like a 1 in, like, 10,000 chance that you'd pick up that Omni Boost.
I mean, it's probably a little more, because there's a bunch of others.
Yeah, still. Anyways, that's enough about Snorlax. Jealous...
Oh, wait, no,
What?
I don't think it selects a Z move for those thingies. Cause isn't? Yeah, I don't think it does.
Does what?
Like, cause what I'm saying is it uses a random move chosen from nearly all existing moves, even if the user cannot normally learn it.
Yeah.
And just Metronome will not select a Z move for any of the following moves, and it says it can't select like Celebrate, and I don't know if it can select any of the other ones. Can't select Hold Hands.
Okay, so then I guess it can't Omni Boost. I didn't know that. I didn't know it couldn't select those for Omni Boosting.
Yeah, I can't do Spotlight. Well, what's the other one that I can learn? That people use?
Celebrate, Happy Hour, Splash.
Happy Hour, it can still do Happy Hour and Splash, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on from that, there's Jellicent, which I accidentally spoiled because I wasn't paying attention. Jellicent is a very, very, very good Tier 4 water type. Stupidly bulky, insane coverage. It has access to Sludge Wave, Energy Ball. It does get Psychic. Like, this thing is super, 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 super good. Still, +3 attack on a Snorlax is, like, very, very good. AV. But anyways, I don't know. I like this. It's a nice double bulky water, though I do question a little bit. Having both Jellicent and Rotom Wash. I seem to have lost Nicky again, so...
Oh, hi. Yes. I was reading things.
Okay, you're fine.
Sure.
Mars takes Terrakion to finally get some legitimate offense going on this team. Again, Mars's team is stupidly scary. Like, his team, not only is it defensive, but it's defensive enough that it allows Terrakion to potentially set up very, very quickly. Like for example, Sylveon, if you ran the Curse Baton Pass set into Terrakion, like, yay, Terrakion's at +1 attack. Or you potentially wouldn't have to, like, if you wanted to double dance, you wouldn't have to carry Rock Polish. You could just Baton Pass an agility off of Sylveon. So it's a rocker. It's his only rocker right now, so that's kind of the downfall right now for Mars, is he's got Terrakion as his rocker, and that's it.
He's stealth rocker. Lol.
Yeah, +1 defense. Shaymin! I love the fact that Shaymin is drafted. Shaymin is better than Celebi. I will defend that to the end of the world, that Shaymin is better than Celebi. Shaymin base 100s, it's stupidly annoying. With the Subseed set, it can sponge statuses like no other. With Nature Cure, it just switches itself out. It's such a good boy. And as long as you treat it nicely, and you scratch it behind the ears, and you tell it that it's a good boy, it will never miss a Seed Flare. Yes.
I'm the guy that misses Toxics, so yeah, I'll miss Subseeds.
Oh, okay, sure. I'm sorry, Penguin. I don't like Celebi. Shaymin is the superior of the mythic grasses.
Also, isn't Shaymin gender neutral? Isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
It's Cinderless.
Breloom here for Hazard. I don't understand what Hazard's doing here. Like, Breloom doesn't really do anything. Tapu Bulu does everything that Breloom does, except it's not quad weak to flying type. He's got a quad weak to flying type, and a quad weak to ground, and a quad weak to poison. Like, he's got so many quad weaknesses, it's not even funny.
I mean, he also has a ground resistant, and a poison resistant, and a flying neutralizer being Arrow.
Doesn't matter. Like, Breloom does absolutely nothing for this team. It really doesn't.
All these Scald haters, oh my god.
There's Umbreon. So, I'm starting to get an idea as to what Park is going for here. He's got a Wish Passer and a Cleric. He's got a bulky Water type. He's got a Sand Setter. He's got
Mew.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got Webs. And he's got a Utility Mon and Mew. I foresee a Sand Sweeper coming at some point, or something that is going to greatly appreciate Webs and greatly appreciate Umbreon passing Wishes and healing it. So, I do like Umbreon. It's a nice fit. It does give him the Wish Pass that this team can enjoy, as well as a good Cleric. Umbreon is just a very, very good boy. Merc Wolves and Merc taking Weavile. I don't like this pick. It's another Rock Weak Mon. It's another Fighting Weak Mon. Fire is now becoming an issue for this team. Like, this is not 125 speed. Okay, yeah, you finally got something in that high tier speed stat, but I don't know. I don't like this team. So it's. Did I say another Fighting Week? I meant Fire Week.
Well, fighting, yeah, I mean...
I meant Fire Week, was what I meant. AV was Fire Week.
If Dell is just too threatened to come in, like, he's just, like, he can't go in, he can't be on the team, on their team that they're using for that week, because it's just got too many counters, then yeah, it'd be a pretty big fighting weakness.
Yeah. Mega Main here for Crow. Mega Main's going to appreciate Rain. It's going to fire off some really nasty thunders. It's a good Pivot Mon with Volt Switch. It also hits 405 speed, tying with Mega Lopunny. Very good special attacker. Has access to Overheat. Usually it runs Overheat, Hidden Power, Volt Switch, and T-Bolt. So it can be predictable, but it does serve a very good purpose on this team of being fast and being able to clear out water types for T-Tar, possibly clear out grass types for Manaphy as well as T-Tar, and just hits super, super hard.
Yeah.
Standard Kyurem for Luke here. Okay, he has 2 Psychics, but that doesn't mean load up on Fighting Weak Mons. He does get a Defogger here, so Mega Scissor doesn't have to be a Defogger. He gets his FDS core. He still needs a Fairy, but otherwise it's a decent FDS core. This thing does hit very, very hard, either with a Scarf or Specs or Life Orb or E-Belt. It can be a good Z Captain. Yeah, you used this last season and used it pretty well.
That's because I sucked at drafting. We don't need to talk about my it was 6 flying types actually, I think, at the beginning of last season.
This isn't a flying type, though.
I know, but that was like a pickup, though.
Oh, it was? Okay. Well, you still did well with it, so. Primarina, I hate this Mon. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, and why did AV take it? God, AV's FDS core is amazing. This thing can run as a very good Assault Vest user. It is an amazing Choice Specs user. it's a powerhouse. I wish its design was better, but it's a very good powerhouse mon.
I do hate Marina.
I hate its design. I think they ruined Poplio by making it evolve into this stupid thing.
Yes, but then the move is... Never mind. Don't
Don't.
talk about that move.
It's a bad mon. I don't like it. But it fits well on Avi's busted team.
So when are we banning Avi?
We're not.
Tried.
Yeah. Mamanish taking Chestnut. Okay. This is going to start forcing different hidden powers, because hidden power flying to beat this, hidden power ice to beat Gliscor. She gets a spikes user. She gets another defensive mon, very defensive mon. Like, this and Gliscor form a very nice defensive backbone for Mamanish. Garen, Nicky, I see you both over there. I will swing my hammer. Behave, you two. So, but yes, Mamanish getting a nice defensive mon here to pair with Gliscor. Definitely think that this helps her draft and gives her more hazards, so she can potentially hazard stack to put in a ton of chip damage for Latios, or give Latios a chance to D-dance for free, because everything else is having to defog to take out the hazard. Luca gets the good doggo in Arcanine, base 95 speed, so again, her draft is gotta go fast. Like, she has super fast. I'm gonna, like... I'm gonna just do this so I don't forget again. Come here, you.
What are you gonna do? You can write a note down? Smart.
No, I'm not writing a note down. I'm trying to get something to stick to my face.
Oh, I can see it in the... No.
I can't put it on my lip because I won't be able to talk. Fuck it. What's going on in the ear?
Oh my...
Okay, I'm not gonna forget that. Okay. Actually, that's really painful. We're gonna move it up top so it's not there.
Take it off. Just take it off.
Okay. It's where I can function. Okay. His draft really needs to go fast. Yeah, his draft absolutely has to go fast. Really fast. Arcanine is a good Z user. It has good coverage. It has priority in extreme speed. A good fire type. Yeah, really good mod. Pairing that with Gastrodon. Gastrodon, okay, speed tier just became a big problem for this team. Gastrodon not necessarily a good pair with Zygarde. It's another ground type. Freeze shock or freeze dry is gonna hurt this thing. It doesn't get rocks either. Yes, it's defensive, but it doesn't get rocks. So yeah, freeze dry definitely loves this team.
Arvoris would love this team. It's a good take out Gastro fast.
Yeah, so interested to see what Luca does here with the rest of his team, because now he does have a major... I can't do it anymore. I think that serves as enough of a reminder not to do that again. Luca's speed tiers are now a big issue, so we'll see how he fixes those. Hey, speaking of defensive and hazard stacking...
Oh no.
Mamanish just grabbed Registeel. God, Regirock, Chestnut, Gliscor is such a defensive core. And they all complement each other so well, because Registeel doesn't care about HP Ice. Chestnut doesn't care about EQ. Nor does Gliscor.
Nor does Latios.
Yeah, Registeel doesn't care about flying spam. Like, this is another rocker. And, ooh, God, This thing has base 150 defense and SPDF, so it can run as a SPDF set. T-Wave, which is greatly going to help Rabombi not have to set up. Fire types are an issue, yes. But if she bulks up with a bulky water and other bulk down low, what's it gonna really matter? Like, hazard stack is amazing. Really all she's missing is T-Spikes. Otherwise she can hazard stack across the way. And Zera and Lottie are both... And this also actually almost makes it so you could run offensive Gliscor instead. You wouldn't have to bring Rocks Gliscor, but...
Can Reggie still run regular spikes?
What?
Can Reggie still run regular spikes?
No, it only gets Rocks.
Okay.
So... Everybody wants to swing from a Chandelure. I'm not gonna sing it, so...
Never mind. No.
Chandelure, now you can't even safely run Hidden Power Fire. Like, Hidden Power Fire to Chandelure is a free Flash Fire boost. I don't think you want to give Chandelure a free boost to that. So, again, speed tiers filled very nicely. Man, does this team look good. And Chandelure is a very good Z captain too, because Z Psychic, Z Energy Ball, Z Flamethrower, Z Ghost, Z Memento. So if Garchomp or Lopunny both get chipped really, really weak, if Chandelure has no purpose, AV just clicks Z Memento, drops the opponent's attack and special attack, and fully heals either Lopunny or Garchomp. Like,
oh.
Yeah, that's why I like Chandelure. I wish I could use Chandelure better, but that's why I like Chandelure. That's why Chandelure was my default fire type for a long time. So, Shandy is a very, very good mon. Very beautiful. Again, hazards are a bit of an issue here. Garchomp's your only rocker besides Necro. Scissors your only defogger. So, that's the biggest drawback on this team right now.
I couldn't guess it.
You have something else that's just as powerful as a fire type. You really don't. Wait. No, you have 2 fire types already on your team. No, that's not a fire type.
Do you think Hero might was a fire type?
Shh. It's the same thing where I think Kyurem Black's an electric type sometimes. So, you know... Shh. Anyways. Sock here. Sock is nice because it's sturdy. It can sturdy counter kill something. I don't know. It's 87 speed, so it fits in a speed tier, but not 100% certain what Sock really does for this team right now. Metagross here for Crow. Metagross is a very nice steel psychic type. It can be very, very good if allowed to set up with an agility. It does have access to, I believe it can Swords Dance. I don't remember if it can Swords Dance or not. I know it gets boosts from Meteor Mash if it's lucky. It's definitely a very good mon. It gives him a good Fairy Steel core. So far he needs a decent dragon to finish it off. And sorry, my brother just walked in and he's got himself wrapped up in a blanket, just looking like he's totally done with me. But anyways, he does have a ghost issue, but T-Tar kind of mitigates that a little bit. He does have an earthquake issue. Manaphy's about the only thing that really stops that right now. So yeah, it's not, I don't know, we'll see. Defensive Rose Raid for EQ.
Stop, no, Rose Raid's bad.
Rose Raid's bad. I 100% agree.
I think we should ban Crow for picking Rose Raid.
So, anyways, literal pile of goo. Goodra here. Again, I don't understand what Mark is doing here. Goodra just... Yeah, it's defensive. It's nice that it's defensive. Hazards. You're so... Infernape's your rocker. Pinsir can't defog. Like, you're forcing Delmise to spin. And that's it. And a ghost type stops that. So, I don't know. I don't understand this team. It just seems to get worse and worse as the draft goes on, in my mind. But...
Oh. Okay.
It's whatever. Entei. Okay. Here's a mon that... I don't know. I don't know why Entei was picked. There are better fire types, and if this team is committed to sand, Milotic is not the best way to check. Milotic doesn't check grass types, first off. Galvantula is not a good way to check bulky grass types. You need a solid, hard-hitting fire type. Yes, Choice Banded Sacred Fire will blow things apart, but Entei just doesn't seem like the right fire type for me on this team. It's too like generic for me, I guess, but it's a fire type. If they're going sand, it definitely helps break bulky grass types, which sand teams desperately need. Swampert. Okay, so hazards and rocks. So now you no longer have to have Heatran be solely rocker, or Arrow doesn't have to carry rocks. Swampert is defensive, but what is Mamoswine to this team?
It's free food. Looks like.
Yeah, this team does not appreciate Penguin's Mamoswine. Piloswine would enjoy this team. Like, you're relying on Arrow hitting a Stone Edge to save your butt at this point. I don't know. I don't like Hazard's team at all.
Well, Arrow could also go for whatever that move's called, Aqua Tail.
That's true, but that also has 95% accuracy. So
then you set up a what's it called? Hone Edge. No, not Hone Edge. You know that move.
Stone Edge?
No, it's a setup move. I can't remember it.
Hone Claws.
Hone Claws, yes.
Yes. Garen, don't start with the dad jokes. I will out dad joke you. Zapdos. Okay, this is another mon that usually should be taken in like the first 2 rounds because it's a good defogger. It's defensive, and it does have very good coverage. It's static, so anything that hits it has a chance to get a para on it. It means that Latios is not the defogger now, which Volcarona appreciates. This team still has a few issues with rocks, but it's not terrible. But this team now has a decent amount of bulk in Zapdos, Aggron, and Clefable. So the defense is starting to build up on this team. So,
alright, can we bend Garen?
No.
You said Zapdos is decoding.
I know. I can see the chat. Garen's just being a little shit right now. But it's Garen. There's a reason he challenges you for King of the Smartasses.
Oh, okay, Garen.
Okay, AV no. AV no. AV no. I don't know if it was a snipe. I'm not really tracking snipes at this point, so I showed it off a little bit, but anyways. Nidoking. Who let Mars draft? Who was watching Mars, AV, Penguin? Like, who was watching them draft? And Rasachi. And Mama. Who was watching them draft?
You.
Yes, obviously I was watching them draft. So were you. You're a watchman after all. So.
I only watch for memes.
Anyways. Nidoking, it's another rocker. Better rocking option than Suicune. Sheer Force Life Orb just blows through teams. Choice Scarf can blow through teams. Choice Specs can blow through teams. Now you got T-Spikes, got the fatness of this team under T-Spikes. That would be fun. But yeah, it's a very, very good pick. Gives him a solid ground type. He's got 2 ground immune mons and 2 ground types, or ground resist mon, so Nidoking definitely looks very, very good on this team. Except if it faces Mega Venusaur and runs a special set, and the Mega Venusaur is fully specially defensive. Then it doesn't work.
I can't wait to see Mega Venusaur set up Swords Dances again and sweep someone.
You know, I'm the one that gave you that set, so...
Yeah, and I think I 4-0'd.
Yeah, it was a 4-0. Zippy grabbing Como here. Como Bro, Como. Again, this is another terrible designed mon in my opinion, but, you know, whatever. 4X weak to Fairy-type moves, but Jirachi doesn't really care about that. It can set up with D-Dances. It cannot set up with Como Z, but it's definitely a good, hard-hitting mon. It does have clangorous scales, which breaks through subs, so you can at least get damage off of them. It does get stealth rocks. Interesting fact. I just learned that during this draft that it does get stealth rocks.
Really?
Yeah, Como gets stealth rocks. So
wow.
Jirachi is no longer the only rocker besides Diancie.
But you can't use Z moves. Got him. I mean, you can't use Z.
Yeah, you can't use one Z, but Jackson, I'm not a Gen 1er. I love all gens equally, except Gen 7 has a lot of poorly designed pawns, in my opinion. And this is
Como has a...
I will say this, Como is not as bad as its pre-evolutions. Its pre-evolutions have terrible designs, but...
This looks like a piece of scale. There's a piece of scale that's a dragon type. Congratulations.
Yeah, so... Seismitoad, okay. There's a rocker, finally, for Raisachi, but it's more bulk. Oh my god, stop with the bulky drafts. I hate them. I hate bulk. I hate bulky drafts. This thing is just stupidly bulky. It pairs nicely with a Venusaur, because Venusaur is going to take the grass hits. And this thing can take water absorb hits for other things. Could be a Swift Swim sweeper, like Huff pulled off last season. Like, it's a very, very good mon. So, very bulky. Definitely continues Raisachi's march towards the bulk. Darmanitan. So this is a fire type I would have wished Park had taken. I definitely think that this would have been a better fire type for that team. It's a very good fire type for this team. Granted, he already had Rotom Heat, but the only fire type move that thing gets is Overheat. So, Darmanitan, very good band abuser, very good Scarfer. Can be a good Z Crystal user. It does have the ability to set up. Very, very good coverage. Jackson, bring Zen mode Darmanitan 1 week, please, and I will be very, very, very happy. That would just be super, super funny to see a Zen mode Darmanitan. Because no one runs Zen mode Darmanitan. Special Darmanitan.
I saw someone run it against Shadow.
Okay.
You know what happened?
They
got
lost.
TKO'd.
Yeah. So.
Come get my chairs. Do it.
Tyrantrum here, a very, very good Dino Boy. Tyrantrum behind Veil is scary because it can set up easier. Also, this team smells of A-Drive. It really, really does. The more I think about it, like Landotee, Ninetales, Empoleon, and Tyrantrum, that sounds like one of Dan's teams from the past. And obviously, Dan does pretty well, so Salic Belly Drum Zen mode Darmanitan. No. Also, Nicky, I'm gonna swing the damn hammer at your face.
Yeah, no. I don't know what a hammer is.
You don't have to like A-Drive as a PokeTuber, but as a person, he is a great person, and that's why I respect him. But yeah, anyways, Tyrantrum does look very, very good on this team, especially behind Veil. And it doesn't have to be a rocker, which is nice as well. Speed pass into Tyrantrum from Scolipede. Oof. That's gonna be something to deal with. I really want to say it, but Twitch and YouTube will get after me, so I'm not gonna say it. Don't say it.
Say what?
Have you not seen the 2016 Pokemon Cypher?
No, I didn't know that they existed.
Oh, go look at the 2016 Pokemon Cypher. It's good.
Is it on like YouTube or something?
Yes, it's on YouTube. It's done by Joey is a part of it's not something to watch with your parents, just heads up language wise. But Rotom Cut, Rotom Mow, gives him another defogger so Torn doesn't have to do it himself, gives him a pivot, gives him a grass type. Probably it's definitely third best Rotom form, and
what's the second best Rotom form?
Heat.
Standard.
No.
Standard Rotom.
For me, it's Wash, Heat, Mow, Standard, Freezer, Fan. So.
Are you not a fan of the fan?
I am not a fan of the fan.
But you can run Air Balloon, Levitate, Flying type.
There's no way Zygarde should be able to hit that, right?
Show me a fan of the fan. Ah, okay.
Yes, Delphox, Shofu, the Beatdown, and Shofu are the ones that started the ciphers. There's a part in that one about Sudowoodo and Rotom Cut, but I can't say it due to language, because I don't want to do...
Sudowoodo and what?
Rotom Cut, because Rotom's other name is, besides Rotom Mow, it's also referred to as Rotom Cut. Just like Rotom Frost is called Rotom Freeze, and other
Rotom
things like that.
Freeze.
So, anyways, I'm really not happy that this is the direction that I had to take Penguin in, but Coco Lucha is on Penguin's team. Gives him a super fast Mon with Unburden. Nicky, you will not ban Raisachi.
No.
God, I hate the fact that Coco Lucha had to become a thing on this team because both Tornaduses got sniped. Don't get me wrong, Coco Lucha is going to put in work. It's very, very nasty, and this team is built to handle it. The only issue is right now Coco and Lucha are the only defoggers. Like, Coco Lucha is not the best defogging pair in the world. So
it's okay, Rise. We hate like half of the D-League coaches because they're breaking teams.
I'd say hate's a strong word.
Sorry, dislike.
Yeah, I was gonna say nobody hates each other in the Weather Gamer server. I just want that to be very well known and very well clear. So, yeah. So to kick off the next round, Penguin goes ahead and grabs my new favorite fire type. Like, I absolutely, ever since I started using it in APA, I've loved this thing to death. I absolutely love Magmortar. Yes, it is slow. Magmortar is 83 speed. No, Jackson, I don't hate him. I don't like how he acts. And I did not like how he acted towards the server. But I don't hate him. There's only one person I absolutely hate in all of Discord that I've... Yeah. Yes, I hate G-Blaze. I absolutely hate him.
It's okay, I 4-0'd him.
Good.
He's a bot.
But going back to Magmortar, this thing can run physical with Belly Drum setup, like Flame Charge Belly Drum. Boom, you're gone. that's +1 speed and coverage with Belly Drum, potentially. It's a great Life Orb abuser. It's a great Specs abuser. This thing is one of the best low-tier fire types. Like, go look at its move coverage sometime, and you can see just why it's so versatile. Fire MZ, Fighting Z, Electric Z, Grass Z, Poison Z. Like, it's so versatile. I hate Magmortar's design because it looks like a clown, and I hate clowns, but...
Look at his face, though.
What?
Look at his face. It looks like he's, like...
He looks like
drunk.
a clown, and I don't like clowns, but... Oh
No,
no,
like
I'm
an egg.
I'm definitely recording for YouTube. Trust me. You'll see it. I record every draft stream for YouTube. Trust me. You'll see it.
The body of Magmortar is so
It looks like an
popular that
egg.
it looks like an egg.
Yeah, it looks like an egg. But anyways, Magmortar is going to break grass types for this team, and you'll understand why that's important. If you haven't figured it out already, please go back and reread the book on how to build a weather-based team, and you'll understand. Garen taking Lycanroc Dusk, my favorite of the 3 Lycanrocs.
Also the best of the 3.
Yeah, it is the best of the 3. Lycanroc Knight is definitely the worst. Nicky, you set yourself up for that one. You get to deal with that.
I know.
This thing gives priority in a Cell Rock. It's another rocker. It is his only rocker right now. I just realized Nicky does not, or not Nicky, you are Nicky that I'm talking to, as well as everyone else. Garen does not have hazards on his team at all. Lycanroc's the first one with hazards.
You guys are all wrong. Best doggo is Growlithe.
Yeah, that's very debatable. But anyways, this thing will break teams down. It can be a setup sweeper. It's a very good Z user with Shattered Splinter Storm or whatever it is. Tough Claws makes it hit super, super hard. So it's a very, very good mon. Mesprit here, again, filling in a speed tier. Now you got something at base 80. Another rocker, which is much appreciated. Levitate user, so Empoleon and Blaziken and Scolipede and Tyrantrum aren't completely overwhelmed by EQ. It does have some of the same versatility as the other two lake trio. This one is more like just overall mixed. Azov's offensive, Uxie's defensive, Mesprit's kind of that one that just rides the line of being like mid-tier of the lake trio. Mienshao, and now suddenly Jackson has a very disgusting like regen core going on here with Mienshao and Tangrowth. 105 speed is nice. It fills another speed tier requirement. I'm not gonna ban Jackson. This team's not it's not as busted as some of the other teams, but he does have a really gross regen core. And Garen, you should be proud of this. Didn't you have 3 regen mons on your team last season before you left? I know you had Celesteela, you had Toxapex, you had
Tangrowth.
Tangrowth, and I'm pretty sure he had a 3rd regen mon, but I don't remember which one. But yeah, it's...
You can't bully Jackson because he got sniped 7 times.
Yeah, Jackson took a lot of sniper fire. I think he got sniped like 10 times in one day or something like that. So, but yeah, this is a nice fit. I do like how it sits in this team. We'll see how he finishes off. He still needs hazards though. Like, where are your hazards at besides Mawile having to carry rocks? And Mawile does not want to carry rocks. You're relying on Espeon to bounce back your hazards. Thundy, standard Thundy. I know Rasachi got sniped pretty bad this day too, and so we ended up going with Thundy. Hey Nicky, does this mon look familiar to you? 6 flying types later.
Hey, even 5 because I had 6 instead of flying type.
Okay. Anyways, this also has Prankster, which makes it pretty good. Just like Torn Eye, having Prankster, it can set up Prankster Bulk Up or Prankster Tailwind. I don't think this one gets Defog though. It might get Defog. For some reason, I feel like Thunderous doesn't get Defog, but if it does, it's Prankster Defog. Prankster Nasty Plots, so this thing can get going really, really, really fast and set up very, very quickly. I'm pretty sure it gets Defog, but for some reason my brain just says no, it doesn't, but why wouldn't it? So, but now we're starting to see some offensive firepower come out of this team. Like putting this team behind Tailwind, very, very, very good. So, oh god, I forgot that this happened. So the ultimate flinch hacks is here.
Oh no!
Zippy's got flinch hacks coming out the wazoo. He's got Jirachi and he's got Togekiss for flinch hacks. Kiss finishes off. Oh no, he had Dancy, so he already has the FDS core. Kiss is a nice wish passer. Kamao will appreciate the wish passing. Dancy would appreciate it. Jirachi doesn't have to solely be the wish passer, so it's a good cleric as well. Just serves as a nice bulky role. Gives him a defogger besides Rotom, so it's a nice fit for Zippy's team. Ba-ba-da-ba. Sorry, I had to do it.
No.
I had to do it. You know,
no, as Rai said, if T-Wave Rotom Wash happens, I'm gonna leave.
No, Giran, we are not banning Nicky. He has done nothing wrong.
That's a stretch.
Anyways,
Fortnite.
Okay, maybe we are gonna ban Nicky if he's playing Fortnite right now.
I'm not. Look at Discord.
Incineroar, now you have an Intimidate user, which really takes away the physical threats against Lottie and Steela and that. Because I'm a fire type, dark type, so Psychic Spam can't just be a thing. And it has the ability to U-turn. It's a good U-turner for this team to help him get into Lottie or Terrakion or Nidoking. Definitely a good... It's on the slower side, too, which is something that was needed for this team. Okay, so I have a thing with Ditto. Not, like, that type thing. Ditto, to me, is a weird mon.
Second Uber, by the way.
What?
No, nothing.
Ditto is good in Ubers, in my mind, except for its terrible HP stat. Ditto is not as good in main type of drafts, like non-Ubers drafts. Yeah, it's nice for scouting, but generally you're only running a Scarf set. And if your opponent is running a Scarfer that you transform into, you're not really getting much help, because if they've got coverage for itself, then Ditto's kind of useless. But it is nice for scouting opposing sets and getting a feel for the opposing team. But I don't know. I don't like the fit for it on this team. This team is a little too passive, a little too just defensive. Volcarona and Latios are really its main offensive threats. Okay, Hazard, what the hell are you doing? I honestly don't know. Like, yeah, Golisopod spikes. Yeah, a banded first impression hurts, as does a banded liquidation. But Limp Out, or emergency exit, not Limp Out. Emergency exit, forcing you to switch. I don't know. I just don't like this team. I just don't see. And again, like Ninetales has a field day here. Or Mamo has a field day here. It's another mon that dies to Mamoswine. There you go. So, okay. Real talk. this was brought to me. Park came to me. He's like, hey, I'm looking at Omega. What should I do? What about this? This happened all the way back to the Galvantula pick. Feed Me Souls gets to live on with another person. He said, I'm gonna get Hippowdon. I was like, you gotta grab Garchomp, like, now. Yes, he's got an ice issue, which he can fix. But Mega Garchomp, 174 base attack.
And then it isn't... No, it's not.
Sand Force, which makes your attack 1.3 for ground, rock, and steel type moves in sand. Get up sand, spam the hell out of EQ, and if something that can take an EQ comes in, you hit it with a
Stone Edge.
Yeah, pretty much. This thing is a monster. You give it a Wish Pass from Umbreon and it doesn't get worn down. You could very, 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 very easily set up webs. Webs with Garchomp is very, very nice, because Garchomp is base 92 speed. It loses speed when it megas, but just is a nightmare of a mon to have to try and deal with if handled correctly. Not only that, but you have the potential of running, say, Agility Mew or Rock Polish Mew and passing that speed into Garchomp. Like, Garchomp at +2, like, because you put it at +2, you don't need a lot of speed investment. You don't need hardly any attack investment, because your 174 attack at base, which is the same as Kyurem Black, you can build this thing to be bulky. And once it's at +2 speed, ice types, like, because you're bulky, Ice Shard's not going to kill. And as long as you hit your Stone Edge, you can sweep. This thing can sweep.
And then you could I think it's Rock Slide.
Yeah, you could Rock Slide too.
And then a Rock Slide probably smarter instead of Stone Edge.
Yeah, but anyways, this is very nice. I love the fact that there's a sand team now with Garchomp. Like, that just makes me really, really happy. And Park's draft is very, very good. He needs to take care of bulky water types, though. Galvantula is good, but it doesn't solve that issue. He needs to take care of bulky grass types. Entei's good. It doesn't solve that issue. So there's a little bit of work still to do with this team. HP Ice also not very well appreciated.
It'd be cool if Mega Garchomp got Sand Rush.
It can't learn Sand Rush.
I mean, as an ability.
Yeah, if it had Sand Rush, it would be busted. It would be a Tier 1 Mega, but that's why they nerfed its speed. It loses speed when it Megas. That's why they nerfed it.
They had to keep it on a certain base stat total, I think. Some weird, stupid...
Yeah, well, no, every Mega gets 100 boost to its base stat, but because they wanted to jack its attack so high up, they siphoned off a speed for it, so... Because if that thing was still at base 102, whatever standard Garchomp is, I'd be way too broken.
Why did they give 40 special attack to Mega Garchomp?
They reduced its special attack.
No, they increased it.
Oh, they
It went
did?
from 80, base 80 to 120.
Oh. I don't know, because Special Chomp is a thing. I don't know. Dragon Pulse Chomp, Earth Power Chomp, whatever. Flamethrower Chomp. Anyways.
Why?
Moving on. Reuniclus now. Regen Core. Slowbro and Reuniclus. This doesn't help the team at all, though. Like, yeah, he's got a Dark Weakness now. Reuniclus is good in Trick Room. Dhelmise is good in Trick Room. But Pinsir, Infernape, Weavile all don't want Trick Room. Like, this team is very, very conflicted right now. And I don't know how that's going to work out for Merc. Talonflame, the lesser Ho-Oh. Actually, no, I'd say probably Talonflame is better than Moltres. But, Talonflame, Fast Bird, 126, so that's a nice speed tier to fill between Manectric and Manaphy at base 100. Assuming that Gale Wing or HP hasn't taken any damage, if this thing can get off a Swords Dance, then Priority Brave Bird just destroys something. because of Gale Wings. Definitely a very good Mon. Definitely worthy of a tier 4 pick. Gives a nice finish to the Firewater Grass core. And gives another defogger. Gives a defogger, because there was no defogger beforehand. Does not want to defog rocks, but it can defog T-spikes and spikes if need be. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. PCF people. Shh. Boing is fine. Boing is a good Mon. Boing prevents hazards and statuses. Boing has a decent speed tier. That's all I'm going to say because I want Xatu off the screen.
How do I clip things? How do I clip things?
Who let AV draft? Who let AV draft? Seriously. Who let AV draft? He got the wall. He got the wall. And he has the defensive backbone to allow the wall to not die to a Electric Z, because Garchomp will switch in and take that. I love Mandibuzz. It's such a good Mon. It is so easy to wall out teams with it, which is why I call it the wall. You can beat Zygarde with this thing. You can beat Mega Mawile with this thing. You can beat Latios with this thing. You can beat Charizard X with this thing. Oh, this thing is so bulky. And base 80, and it's a taunt user. Like, that's hot. That's such a good Mon. Such a good Bone Bird. Very, very good. Just, this looks beautiful on this team. It suffers from move slot syndrome, though. Like, it needs to carry 5 or 6 moves. It really does. But, you know, it does what it needs to do. So.
Xatu.
No Xatu.
I clipped it.
No Xatu.
Man.
We're past Xatu. Oops, I tagged the wrong person in something. I'm focused on this. That's what I meant to tag. There we go. I'm sorry. I was dealing with a video that just launched. I'm here. I'm paying attention. Mandibuzz. Anyways, the wall. No. Don't click on the wall. There we go. Okay, Volcanion. This is nice. I do like Volcanion. It does have good defense, but it's another offensive Mon. Zeraora and Volcanion is a beautiful pair because Volcanion doesn't want to take electric hits at all. Zeraora eats those for days. And spacing. HP Ice covered for Gligar, Gliscor. The big issue right now for Mama's team is Earthquake. Earthquake loves this team. Hey, Jake. Glad you can make it. Yeah, Lottie and Gliscor are pressured a lot for Earthquake because Zeraora, Registeel, and Volcanion all do not like Earthquake. Aerodactyl does not love this team. Zeraora one-shots Arrow, and it's faster. Mega Arrow likes this team, but Standard Arrow does not. So another very nice bulky Mon for Mama that also functions as a very good Scarf or Specs user and can set up several different ways. It's the table. The table. Avalugg, the table. Avalugg is a very good defensive Mon. It's a rapid spinner for hazard removal. Like, it's stupidly bulky. But, speed tiers. Luca, you have made your team very, very polar opposite with your speed tiers. He's got a very, very fast AV. Oh, that's cringeworthy, and I love it. very, very, very fast top end of the draft, and now these last few picks are very, very slow end of the draft. There's no happy middle ground, and that could potentially be an issue. Come on, Discord. Thank you. Pairing that with Mudsdale now. Okay. Another ground type. Ice types are going to love this team. Ice types absolutely love this team. Gives a rocker. Gives a good choice band user. Nicky, you know a little bit about this thing. You had it last season.
Oh, Mudray?
You're not even paying attention, are you?
I was. So I stopped paying attention. Alright,
Okay.
Mudsdale? Oh, yeah. It's a decent... Yeah, it's a decent rocker. It's reliable for rocks, and it's
Stamina
amazing
boosting.
someone... If you switch in on, like, a Chinchino or a Minchin or whatever, the final evolved form is Chinchino, and they go for, like, Tail Slap or Rock Blast, and you just get all those stamina boosts, and you're sitting there for, like, +6.
Yeah,
Nice.
the biggest issue is Bullet Punch, though. Or not Bullet Punch, Bullet Seed. So.
Yeah, but when you're +5 or +4, you eat that.
Okay. But yeah, Mudsdale is a solid, like, low rocker. But again, Gastro, have a look. Mudsdale, slow. Arcanine, Zygarde, Superior, and Torn T, and Kangakong, fast. There's no middle ground, no happy middle right now. Mama takes Nidoqueen. Okay, so there's her spikes, or T-spikes now. Skill Link users hate this Mon. Yeah, you're not wrong. Another Mon, though, that does not appreciate EQ, but T-spikes, standard spikes, and rocks, and webs. All 4 hazards, very well spaced. And Nidoqueen is just as good as Nidoking, just bulkier. So, definitely like this pick for Mama. Very defensive team. Yes, very defensive team. Jolteon for AV. Fills a speed tier for Mega Lopunny to get some help. A Volt Absorber for Mandibuzz and Primarina. So Garchomp doesn't have to be the only one. Again, forcing Hidden Power Ground or Fire or Ice. There's too many choices at this point. There's the Quick Feet set that can set up. It does have the ability to Wish Pass if it needs to into something like Lopunny. It's not the greatest Wish Passer, but it's definitely a good Cleric as well because it does get access to Heal Bell. So functions very well, does a lot of things very nicely for this team.
Name him on the outspeed quickly goes in. Probably Deoxys Speed.
Yeah,
Deoxys
Deoxys Speed pretty well beats that. Deoxys Speed is like base 180, I think. So
Sounds right.
it's either 180 or 190. I don't think it's 190. I don't think anything goes 190.
It is 190. No, I'm kidding. 180.
Okay, I was gonna say.
180. 180.
Speaking of Thunder Doges, we have Thunder Doge and Thunder Kitty. Raikou going here. Raikou gives a nice stab electric. Again, this team is building a bit of a ground issue at time. Well, not really. I guess it's not as bad as it looks initially. 116 speed stat is nice. That's now the fastest thing on this team. It's a good Specs user. It's a good Scarfer. It can abuse Life Orb. Can set up with Calm Mind. Just a very good Thundercat. Not as good as Zeraora, but definitely good.
Better than Zeraora.
Nicky. No. Cryogonal for Crow here. Gives him a low tier Rapid Spinner. Levitate, so T-Spikes and Standard Spikes aren't as big of an issue. Doesn't appreciate Rocks, though. Neither one of his removers appreciate Rocks. Its Spadef is very, very good, and it is a decent decent speed tier at 105, which helps fill a gap between Talonflame and Manaphy a little bit. It does have Freeze Dry, so those teams that do not appreciate Freeze Dry are going to suffer at the hands of Kraganal. Standard Diancie here, again. Okay, now you got a Rocker. But Merc, I really don't understand this team. Like, it's not another T-pose. I don't know. I just don't like Diancie here on this team. His team is all over the place with speed tiers. It's all over the place with, I mean, no clerics, no real good hazard removal options, not a lot of real good hazards in general. I don't know. This is a subpar team for me. 2 scoops, not 5. Alakazam here. Alakazam's a good mon.
Bad pun.
It's frail as... I mean, technically it's reverse T-posing, isn't it? Because it's holding its arms in instead of out.
Stop. Nope. Nope, that's not how...
It's frail. It's going to die to a Pursuit Trap. But at 120 speed, it's going to hit really, really hard. And it's a good special attacker. It's a good Psychic Breaker. But again, this team needs something to break bulky water, bulky grass. Hazard taking Electros. Again, Zygarde just runs this team inside and out. Speed tier wise, this doesn't really do a lot. Yes, it's a Levitate user, so it's another ground protectant for Heatran. Does have access to things like Super Fang and all that, which can be pretty good. But all in all, I just don't think that Electros on this team fits very well. Ambipom for Photon here. I don't really want to talk about Ambipom because Ambipom put in way too much work.
Ambipom is garbage.
It's 160. It basically got 3 kills versus me in PCF. So I don't.
Garbage.
It's good. It's Technician Fake Out, Technician Banded Fake Outs, Technician Low Kick. Silk Scarf is a good one. 116 speed is very nice. Now he's got some top end speed for Photon. It's a decent mon. It's good for breaking sashes. So Mars decided he wanted the other available Gen 3 Gen 7 starter. Yes, Nicky, I'm fully aware that we've been at this for almost 3 hours, but these last few rounds shouldn't be too terrible.
I mean, we just hit 3 hours.
Yeah, so we're on a decent pace. Decidueye, it's a defogger, long reach. I forget what that ability does, but I know it's a decent one. Grass Ghost, which you needed a Ghost type. It gives him a Grass type to finish that FDS or FGS core. Speed-wise, it's about the same as Incineroar. Speed tiers are a little jumbled on this team, but it's not terrible. Zoroark. God, I screwed myself saying that. It's fast. It sets up nasty plots. Illusion is a very... its ability in Illusion allows it to disguise itself, which is very, very clutch because you can trick things into coming in.
Ew, Zeraora.
No, not Zeraora, Zoroark.
No, Lil Peng with the Zero.
Yeah, I know. He's doing the same thing with Zeraora as Zoroark, so... it is a good nasty plot setup mon, and it can pull shenanigans. Like, you're not going to bring in a fairy type on Jirachi, so if you disguise this as Jirachi and they're going to bring something in that beats Jirachi, Zoroark probably beats that. So it's a good way to get a nasty plot off and just break and gets a dark type on this team. There's another of the Lake Trio, Uxie. Again, Raisachi. Yeah, Raisachi getting bulk, because this thing has, I believe, base 130 defense and SPDF. It's another rocker, it's a momentum thing with U-turn, but it's stupidly bulky. Again, just fitting this draft. It's a levitate user, giving him another ground immunity. Yeah, stupid bulky. Very, very stupid bulky. Electivire for Jackson. Motor Drive and Vital Spirit are, I believe, are its two abilities. So it can't be put to sleep, and it gets a boost off of an electric hit, which really his team is not that weak to electric anyways. It does give him a decent speed tier that he kind of needed in a backup electric type to Rotom. But essentially between Rotom, Electivire, and Darmanitan, he's doubled up on his electric and fire, which he didn't necessarily need to do. But, you know, it's still good.
Yeah.
Getting Silvally here for the Dallas Crowbats, that is not bad at all. Base 95 is across the board, so it's just below one of the mythics as far as stats goes. You have access to any type you want, so it helps mitigate some of that ground weakness because you can bring Silvally Fly, Silvally Water, Silvally Grass. Parting Shot is great for pivoting into things like Lando or Tyrantrum or Scully. It is a defogger. It's all in around a very, very good utility mon, and to get it this late in the draft is pretty decent shot. Come on, function computer. It's Phil, the Spirit Tomb, and if you don't know why I said it's Phil, it's because nobody watches Game Boy Luke apparently, but it's Bloody Phil. And outside of being weak to Fairy, this thing just doesn't go down very easily. Pressure is a great ability. It can set up. It's got priority in Shadow Sneak. For Tier 5, it's not bad for a Ghost type. And here you go. Now you know what Penguin's running. If you didn't know what Penguin was running beforehand, you do now. Politoed. Getting a range sweeper, range setter. I have not used Politoed, but I hear Politoed is better than Pelipper. I would have to agree because Pelipper has not ever done anything good for me, but again, I'm probably using Pelipper wrong. But Politoed for rain, it can Perish Trap, it can be just an annoying bulky mon to begin with, and it's a good rain setter, which Pharaoh appreciates. Now you see why Miltank's there for Sap Sipper. You see why Mamoswine is here in order to not be used against it. Plus it can freeze dry a bunch of other things and just hit hard. And Magmortar is here to break everything that opposes water types. And can take advantage of water types trying to switch in with Thunders or Electric Z. Following that up, he gets Kingdra. Kingdra for Swift Swim, also Crit Draw. Kingdra is a very, very good Swift Swim sweeper, being as it's only weak to, I believe, electric type hits, which Mamoswine can take for days, and fairy type hits, which Ferrothorn doesn't care about. So it's a very nice sweeper in the rain, and you can see where the rest of this draft is probably going for Penguin. Typhlosion, Scarfed Eruptions, base 105 speed is not anything to really laugh at. Scarfed Eruption just punches holes through teams as long as it's not like super low. Again, fire types were kind of getting scarce at this point, so not really the best fire type to take, but based on the options, Garen got a solid fire type here for what it needs to do. Vikavolt here, again, I swear this is a Dan team. Like, Dan has used Savali, Dan has used Vikavolt. It's a Levitate user, so another EQ protector, which this team still greatly appreciates. 145 special attack is a nightmare. If he wanted to go double bug and he speed passed into Vikavolt, that could just be super, super, super annoying to have to deal with, because Vikavolt's biggest drawback is its speed and having to perform an agility. But if you speed pass like +2 or +3 speed into Vikavolt, yeah, that's gonna be entertaining to see.
Yeah, you know Volcarona best, huh?
Oh hey, there's another regener, Toxapex. And it's nicely fit on this team because Hydreigon and Rotom can take the EQ shots. And now Jackson literally has a very gross defensive regen core. Yes, AV, baton passes allowed. You cannot pass speed and a Swords Dance, or a Calm Mind in speed, or a Bulk Up in speed, or an Iron Defense in speed, or I don't think there's one that raises Amnesia in speed. You may pass a speed boost, or you may pass any other boost but speed. No speedy Swords Dances.
Garen, stop, no, bad.
Yeah, Garen, this is like your team basically from last season with a few
Throw
down.
a Celestial on it and a Crocodile, and there it is.
Yeah, pretty much actually. Hitmonchan, the worst of the Hitmons. It's a tier 5 Rapid Spinner. It gets Iron Fist. Has the Elemental Punches, has Mach Punch, but honestly, it's just really, really not that good of a Mon. But he needed some removal, so now he's got a Rapid Spinner. A Selgor gives super speed to this team. I believe a Selgor hits base 143. Similar, it's either 143 or 145. I think it's 145 because I think it's faster than Zeraora.
Yeah, by 4. Like,
yeah, gives him a spike setter. It's stupid fast. It just hits hard because it's stupid fast. But it's definitely more hazards for this team. Hey, it's Rotom Freeze. So Rotom Frost here. Defogger, Ice Spam, Volt Switcher. Does everything all the other Rotoms do, just slightly worse. But for tier 5, it's not bad for a Defogger. And a Pivot. So Donphan, one of my favorite rockers for Photon. It's a good Rapid Spinner, good Defogger. Has access to Gunk Shot, Seed Bomb, Play Rough, and Ice Shard, which gives it a very nice move pool. Another rocker. Actually, a rocker. No, another rocker. He has Clefable and Aggron for rocks as well. So that's also good. You're guaranteed to get rocks off because of Sturdy. You're guaranteed to get a Rapid Spin off because of Sturdy, as long as you aren't facing a Ghost type or had your Sturdy broken. Of all, Zygarde is still on the board, and you take Hoopa U. Quad weak to U-turn. Super slow.
overall bad Mon.
Yeah, this Hazard's team is not very good at all.
I still remove Super U down to GG. Kidding.
No. Aromatisse, hey, here's screens now. Mega Garchomp with screens. Here is another Wish Passer. Here is another Cleric that can't be taunted.
Wait, why can't it be taunted?
Its ability.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know what ability it has.
I believe it's Sweet Veil, which prevents it from being taunted. Something like that.
Aroma Veil.
Aroma Veil. Yeah, it prevents it from being taunted. So.
Wow, it can't be Encored either.
No, can't be Encored, can't be taunted. So you can set screens, you can set, you can heal, you can Wish Pass. Like, it's a good low-tier fairy. It's bulky. It's just slow. But that's okay. Galvantula's there to slow other things down. Heliolisk, I don't see where this fits. Now you got another mon that's around 105 speed. Yeah, Merc and Hazard have two of the worst drafts, I think. Like, they're not that good. Hitmon top. Again, Hitmon Chan, but better. Hitmonlee is the best of the Hitmons, in my opinion. This thing does have Technician boosting, can Rapid Spin, CC, Mach Punch. It's a good AV user, as an Assault Vest, not actual AV. Yeah, it gives them more hazard removal and one that's not weak to rocks. Araquanid, so there is webs now for Webs Victini, which is very, very nice. It's a bulky water type, which this team does appreciate. Again, doubling up on bug types, not really sure about that one, but you know, it's a web setter, and speed tiers are a little off as well. We have Drapion here for AV. This gives him T-Spikes now, so he has T-Spikes. He has a T-Spikes Absorber. This thing can set up very easily too. Yeah, it continues to build a nightmare of a roster. He is double dark type now, but this one's not weak to fairy because it's a poison type, which is nice. Hey, you remember how I said Earthquake was an issue from a Manish? Well, here's a bulky water type for you in Vaporeon. Again, I feel like this is the best Wish Passer. It definitely is stupidly bulky. It can be run offensive if need be, but this team definitely is going to appreciate the fact that it can affect opposing rock and ground types that want to spam EQ. Baby Keys, Clef Key, now you have Spikes, now you have Priority Defog with Prankster. You're guaranteed one as long as a Dark type doesn't come in. Clef Key is kind of alone on an island here, though, like speed tier-wise. There is all the super fast stuff, there's 3 really slow things, and then Clef Key's sitting there at base 75. Like, where's my speed friends? I'm alone here. Party screens. Like, Clef Key's not as bad as a lot of people like to make it out to be. So, it's a decent... It gives Griffin his Fairy Steel Dragon Core now as well, in 2 months. Pair that with Musharna. Okay. This team is divided. This team now has a Trick Room user, and one that's a pretty good Trick Room abuser. You could put Gastro, Avalugg, Mudsdale, and Musharna on Trick Room, and just have them go to town. You can run super, super fast with Arcanine, Zygarde, Superior, Tornadus, and Kangaskhan. So now this team becomes a lot more difficult to prep for. Second Lycanroc form, Lycanroc Day, gives Mama some speed, another rocker. Does not help with the EQ weakness, though. Actually sets it back a little worse. So, but this can be another powerful mon with priority in Accelerock. Zarina, which is not a fighting type, gives bulky grass for AV. You can't use priority moves because of Queenly Magistry. Just bulky. I mean, it's a very, very good mon. A rapid spinner for hazard removal. Can be a cleric. Good choice band abuser. So, just again, AV is building a nightmare of a roster. Gardevoir here for Luke. Xatu Gardevoir doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And Victini and Cresselia. This team has 4 Psychic types on it. Definitely does not appreciate Dark and Ghost type hits. And Sock is not your answer to fixing that. So, definitely need to watch out for a lot of flying Dark type moves. Crow gets Landorus, which cannot run Sheer Force. Defogger hits like a truck, faster than its Therian form. And yeah, just gives him a ground type now and gives him another Defogger, another hazard removal. Sableye! Oops. I missed another one. Sableye is stupidly annoying. Sableye kind of puts this team together a little bit. It gives this team a Trick Room. Like, it gives it Trick Room now as legitimate, but Infernape, Pinsir, and Goodra don't really doesn't really like fit this team. Yeah, Rich Diesel, I actually have the perfect thing for you. Join the Weather Gamer Discord, and we'll get you to spectate WWC. That'd be probably a very good thing for you, as well as watching people like A-Drive and 6 Foot Hacks and MV, Chimpact, Joey, aka Poke Aim. I'm trying to think who else. Wolfie Click is good. Competitive. What?
The Patters.
Patters. Hey, can someone go get him a link and post it in chat, please? Apparently, my Discord link. Apparently, I apparently just hit 50 followers too. I did. Rich Diesel made me hit 50. Somebody get Rich Diesel a Discord link, please. Somebody get this man a Discord link. And then somebody over in the Discord make a roll and call it
okay.
50th or something. Like, make it something special and give it to him, please, because he has now pushed us over 50. And that's amazing, and I'll talk about it at the end of the draft.
How do I add a
talk
roll
about it
first?
later. Go into server settings, and then you can add it. Just don't make it stand out. Just add it and give it to him immediately. But yeah, okay, Sableye, back to this, because I gotta get this thing wrapped up. Sableye, very, very annoying because of Prankster. It can set up Calm Minds, recover very, very quickly. Mega Sableye, because it doesn't have to evolve, is a lot more toxic than this thing, but this thing is still very, very toxic. Especially with the fact that Fairy-type moves are the only thing that really kill this thing. Come on. I clicked over to type exclamation mark Discord, and now I'm not here. Golbat, okay, another Defogger. 95 speed. Fits a nice speed tier. Does everything that Crobat does, but with an Eviolite. I really don't see this thing coming a lot, but it is his only Defogger right now, unless Mew's gonna defog. And Garchomp doesn't appreciate getting worn down repeatedly. Oh my god, Slowking for Hazard. I give up. Hazard, I honestly do. I don't know what your team is. I literally give up. Your team makes no sense to me. This is like, God, whose draft was it over in PCF where it just made 0 sense to me and I don't understand. I think it was AV. I think it was literally AV's draft. I didn't understand AV's draft at all. Triple Water, not good. With no electric resist. Like, there's no ground type here. I don't like it. I do not like Hazard's team, and I'll talk to him about it if he wants help, or somebody can talk to him if he wants help. Skuntank, very good low tier defogger, absorbs T-spikes. This thing can set up nasty plots on you if you're not careful. It's a very good budget dark. Very good budget dark poison type. Very nice to follow up if Drapion is gone. Kamala, this is the best low tier rapid spinner. It does not care about T-spikes at all because it can't be poisoned. It literally absorbs statuses because the only thing it can take is a sleep status. So this freely comes in and can rapid spin. It's a good band user as well. Being able to be like choice banded sleep talk, and then it picks any of the other moves. Because it's technically already asleep, it can use sleep talk without being asleep. So you just choice band sleep talk and you can change your move every turn and get a choice banded hit off. Kamala is actually a sneakily good low tier mon. Salazzle, 117 speed, hits like a truck, frail as can be. It is a very good setup sweeper though. If you can get the nasty plot off, it will go to town. I believe that finishes the Firewater Grass core. No, he doesn't have a grass type yet. But again, Zippy was working with leftovers, so can't really fault him. How did Nihilego last this long? I don't know. It gives him another solid rocker, a solid Scarfer. Beast boosting is always an issue, and it's a really, really good mon for this late in the draft. That's a steal. Jackson, I'm sorry. I honestly hate this mon with a passion, so I can't honestly be positively biased about it. It's a rapid spinner and a rocker, but it's terrible. I have never had any luck with it. I think this thing is like the worst of my kill leaders. I think it's got 1 kill because I scarfed it, and then it's died 8 times. Like, I just don't like Claydol. Yeah, it's another ground immunity, which your team appreciates, but I don't know. I think you're going to have some issues with Claydol. Meganium, low key, is a very clutch tier 5 grass type. Gives you access to basically screens if Alolan Ninetales has a bad matchup. And overall, it can be a decent low tier cleric. It has aromatherapy. Like, it's a good mon. It's for a tier 5. It's worth grabbing. Yeah, there's other good tier 5 grasses, but I think for this team's composition, Meganium was definitely better. Skarmory for Giran. Giran now has his hazards basically handled because Skarmory throws out spikes, it throws out rocks, it defogs, it's got sturdy, so it's guaranteed to get him out. It's a very, very bulky bird, and it puts in a fair chunk of work. And for an FDS core, this is not bad. Skarmory, Tapu Fini, and Kieran Black plus Magnezone thrown in. That's not that bad of an FDS core. So, good pick for Garen. We get Armaldo here for the Chicago Claunchers. Do not sleep on Armaldo in rain. I have seen this thing claim lives. Armaldo is a nightmare. It is a vicious, vicious nightmare if set up properly. An SD and coverage, this thing can just punch holes. It is a low tier rocker. It is a low tier rapid spinner. So he has this, Coco, and Lucha for removal, which is a problem. But it's not one that I'm really sure can be fixed very easily right now. Penguin follows that up with Ludicolo. Ludicolo is a very good special wall breaker in rain. Base 70 speed, not the greatest for a swift swimmer. It's the same speed as Politoed, but does have a very good move coverage. Flying is covered by Mamoswine very easily, and Coco. And like I said, this team it functions so well in rain. It's a legit rain team. Malamar, this thing creeps me out, but it is so good. It's so easy to set up if you know what you're doing with Contrary. Like Contrary Superpower. There's another move that's really good with it in Contrary, but I can't remember. It can get set up and it can get rolling very, very quickly. So definitely a very, very good mon for gearing for a low tier dark type. Clauncher, or Clawitzer, not Clauncher, Clawitzer. Nicky didn't get banned. Nicky's just not talking. Nicky, you're still here, right?
Perhaps.
I think Nicky's voice is kind of shot from talking.
No, my voice is fine.
Oh.
I can yell. I'm pretty used to it.
You're focusing on a random match, okay.
On a randos.
Yeah, it's no worries. I mean, you've helped quite a bit, so I mean, if you want to dip, I'm fine with it. I greatly appreciate all the help that you've given today. So you're free to dip if you want, so I won't. Okay.
Burned.
Clawitzer hits like a truck with that, God, what's its ability? It's Mega Launcher. Same thing as Blastoise. All pulse-based moves just hit like a truck. Spexing this thing, it's an offensive water type that this team will greatly appreciate. Because Empoleon can be offensive, but it's not fully offensive. Gligar, okay, and now we got another ground immunity, so that really helps. Gligar is stupid bulk with an Eviolite. Does everything that Gliscor does, just a little worse, in my opinion, but still a very solid Mon, and kind of makes Claydol redundant, in my opinion. Raisachi, I'm still mad at you about this. Raisachi made Crow put Volibee on the dock because he wanted the baby wall. Volibee does everything Manabuzz does with an Eviolite and slightly worse. Chimecho, Defogs, that's about all I know. And Heal Bells, those are about the only two things I know about Chimecho because it's really down low in tier 5. So, Psychic type. But he's got Jirachi. I think this was more just to fill the tier 5 slot than anything else. Scyther. Gets him some speed, gets him a Defogger, gets him a low tier setup sweeper with Swords Dance and agility. Just weak to rock, whereas Scizor is weak to fire. Gorbis, it's a little slow, but it can Shell Smash and Sweep. Yeah, like a Shell Smash White Herb set, it can set up and sweep if not prepped for carefully. But as far as Team Fit goes, not the greatest, but hey, it's a water type, and it Shell Smashes. Passimian, Hazard, I officially give up on your team. I don't know what it is. I mean, this thing can U-turn and gets Intimidate, but that's about it. Staraptor, not the greatest defogger. This thing Hey, Nicky, another familiar mon for you, by the way.
Oh, hey, you know what?
Staraptor really only wants to run one set, and that's usually Reckless Choice Band, so kind of a kind of a predictable mon. Steelix is a good low-tier rocker, solid steel type. Again, it's another mon that functions pretty well in Trick Room. Like, this team is heavily Trick Roomed. Like, it'd almost be better to just get rid of, like, Mega Pinsir, Infernape, and Heliolisk and just full commit, and Weavile, and fully commit to the Trick Room for Merc. Comfey, this thing can be stupidly annoying. I saw it 5-0 Clem last season with Calm Mind and then Triage Priority Drain Kiss. Comfey can defog and is not weak to rocks, which is very, very nice because the rest of his defoggers do not like rocks. So a solid low tier fairy there. Still no dragon type though, so the FDS core is a little weak. And again, Zygarde is looking like it's going to be undrafted this season. This season, Zygarde is going to be undrafted. Amoonguss, again, speed tiers aren't that great. This thing absorbs T-Spikes. It's a bulky mon. It's a good AV abuser, as in the Assault Vest. variety, but again, not really that great of a mon at this point in the draft. Speed, like Trick Room Crest is starting to look better. Like Trick Room Victini is actually starting to look like the play on this team, which means Araquanid doesn't serve any function. AV drafted Quagsire, which is bulky and annoying. It's like low tier because it gets unaware as well. It's like low tier Clefable, except it doesn't get rocks. So Garen, nothing. I said nothing, Garen. I know you heard what I said, but I said nothing. Yeah, Quagsire is just a happy little water frog.
Hey, what'd you say, Garen? Am I telling me?
I said I had a slip of the tongue when I was talking about Zygarde, and Garen caught what I said. So,
Ooh, what was it?
I'll tell you later, not on video. So,
I want the teeth.
Mama from the West Texas Leafeon's here taking Chatot, a very angry scream bird. This thing just specs boom bursts all the time. That's really all there is to it, is just specs boom burst. So, Alolan Muck gets some defense. Another mon that can function pretty decently in Trick Room. This thing can set up and go very, very quickly. If it's the Curse Recycle Muck, it can be an annoying pain in the butt to have to deal with. Like, legit, it can be a very, very annoying mon. Finishing off with Latios, again, now this thing's kind of going to have to defog probably. Like, yeah, I don't... Latios to this team kind of just is a little weird fit, but gives a defogger. Double Psychic type, though. Double Dragon. I mean, those are pretty spammable. It's EQ resist, which this team needs, but this team is sorely, sorely Ice weak. Ice types are going to have a field day versus this team. And Momanish couldn't help but finish off with one last bulky thing in Cofagrigus. Yeah, I know Clef can defog Acorn, but, like, it's not the best defogger, but it's about the only option that team has right now. Cofagrigus, Vaporeon, Registeel, Chestnut, and Gliscor. And, no, that's Latios. Yeah. That is a very bulky team. Very forgiving team because it's so bulky. Oh, wrong way. Kecleon, this thing is actually pretty niche. Stealth Rocker does have that color change, or Protean. Let's say Protean ability, same as Greninja, so it can transform its type. So it Stealth Rocks, Shadow Sneak, it can Drain Punch, it can Knock Off. It's got a wide variety of moves that it can do. Yanmega, Tinted Lens, Specs can be very, very hard to switch into. A speed boosting set can be very, very hard to deal with. I don't believe it gets Baton Pass, so it can't BP. It does have, I forgot, Kecleon does have Sucker Punch too for priority, which becomes Stab, but this thing does not appreciate rocks. Another bug type, so 3 bugs. 3 bugs, 3 psychics. A little bit of a type problem here for Luke to deal with. There's the dragon, finally, Haxorus. I really don't think Haxorus should have been drafted at this point. Zygarde is literally still on the board, but as is X, as is several other dragons that would fit this team. But Haxorus does do a good job. It's a Mold Breaker Mon, which will destroy a lot of teams that are relying on Levitate for EQ. We'll see how this works. Hopefully somebody's seen Crow's got something sneaky on his team, but if not, I'm not going to ruin it, so I'll let people figure out what Crow's special surprise is. Merc takes his mascot. Okay, Prankster Defog, Prankster everything. So, yeah, this would be it's basically Prankster, flying type. Again, Trick Room is his best option here. Piloswine, I do like this pick. It's another rocker. Priority Ice Shard. Takes ice hits for Garchomp pretty nicely. Yeah, it's a good tier 5 for Piloswine is a steal. Absolute steal. So Kangaskhan, okay. Kangaskhan's worse than Mega Kangaskhan, but Hazard wanted it, so Hazard got it. Hazard, I don't understand your team. Sneasel, where's Shy Guy when I need him? Sneasel greater than Goodra. Another Dark type. Speed. Gives you some decent speed. And Ice Shard. Basically does what Weavile does with an Eviolite instead. I have no idea how Pylo lasted all the way, Acorn. I really don't. I think it was taken, like, early rounds in Maine's draft. So, there's... Acorn, Zygarde didn't get drafted. Zygarde literally went undrafted in D-League. Like, how does that happen? That's a top, like, 10 Mon sometimes. Most of the time, that's a top 10 Mon, and it didn't get drafted. Wrong way. Alolan. Okay, another rocker, ground electric type, or rock electric type, galvanize ability, so you can fire off those clean electric hyper beams and that sort of thing. Yes, Zygarde is overrated, but it should be drafted at least. Go-Goat the Goat. This thing actually can be pretty defensive if you run like Grassy Pelt, Grassy Seed, Grassy Terrain. Your defense goes up. Your defense gets doubled. Actually, your defense goes to +3 in that situation, but yeah. Turtonator for the final pick here. Basically, Shell Trap is what this thing does. It just goes boom. Gengar for Jackson. Again, Jackson's got a ground issue, but he's got it kind of covered pretty well. Gives him a 110 speed, which is tied with Espeon now. Gives him a solid spike, or a toxic spike absorber, and a very powerful... It's frail. It is definitely frail. But... It can break through walls, especially specs. There's Mega Sableye. So, I talked with Delphox about this a little bit. Zard X would look beautiful on this team if it wasn't for the fact that he has so many Mons that are weak to Rock already. In Ninetales, in Blaziken, Lando doesn't really like him, Scully doesn't like him, Vikavolt doesn't like him. Like, Rocks are a big issue. And that's why I said maybe not Zard X yet. Let's see what gets dropped and maybe you can fit X on there. But Mega Sableye is, for giving you 40 points, is super good. Because you don't have to Mega first turn, so you can Prankster up a Calm Mind, or 2 potentially. And then you Mega Evolve, get Magic Bounce, and you can't be Toxic or Willowed or anything to slow you down. And then you just spam Shadow Ball, and something goes down. Have Recover, and yeah. That's about all she wrote with Sableye. That's literally all you need. Mega Sableye is actually a clutch lower tier Mega that's super annoying. Girder for Giran does everything that Conkeldurr does, just with an Eviolite. And it should come as no surprise to anybody that to finish off Penguin's draft, the big flex boy, Mega Swampert. Mega Swampert finishes out this rain team. Fairly typical rain team as far as having Kingdra Swampert for Swift Swimmers. Not typical in having Politoed, but overall a very solid rain team. Yeah, hazard removal's a problem, but does it really matter if you blow the team back? Probably not. So, sorry for speeding up there at the end. I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm getting tired from talking all day. That's why I'm not doing main stream the same day. I want to thank... What?
I said we should do main, but I was joking.
Main's draft slides aren't even finished at this point. That's a project for another day. But I do want to thank Nicky for joining me. It was nice to have someone to bounce stuff off of for a while.
So we just both died. Tiredness.
Yeah, so I do want to thank you, Nicky, for joining me today. I do appreciate it. Thank all you guys for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can follow the links in the description down below. It'll get you to the Weather Gamer Discord. Hopefully that link is correct. I'll have to figure out what's going on with that. Hopefully that link is correct, though. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can bounce back to Twitch, hit that follow button to find out when Main's draft is going to happen. Go show Lucas some love. He's one of the D-League coaches, but he's also the amazing artist behind the Weather Gamer channel. Thank you to Slick, Photon. I gotta pull it up here. Slick, Photon, Rich. There are a couple more here. I gotta find the emails. Slick, AV, Crow, Photon, and Rich for the follows today. With that, you guys pushed me over to 50, which is absolutely amazing. That just means that I have to consistently stream like 7 days a month, and I can apply for it's not partner, it's the other one, affiliate on Twitch, which then means we can start doing even more fun stuff. So I'm extremely grateful to finally hit that after a little under a year of doing that. So thank all of you guys for all your support today, as well as all the support that you've given me over the last year. With all that being said, I'm dying. I gotta go tear down my computer so I can go home. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Thank you again, Nicky, and I'll see you guys later.
We'll be right back.